Want more from your prepaid promo? Introducing the new Smart Prepaid Only Call and Text 30 Plus. The best daily Only Call and Text offer, now loaded with more surfing than ever. Para more viewing, more sharing, and more searching. Only 30 pesos. Dial *121# now. Internet for all my fun.
Guys, may 300 MB tayo. Dami pang Facebook at Instagram.
Email and videos. Stock up on data with Smart Big Bytes from the country's most advanced network. May apps and sites up to 300 MB. 50 pesos lang for 3 days. Hey guys! May free YouTube pa and more. That's a lot of bytes of internet for all. Text Big 50 to 9999. Smart. Live more.
Also there para sa side ng University of the East na napinuhos na ito ng Xavier University. 90K para sa ating goal. Oh my God! Ito na! Initiate na! They are on to the Ani Pinagsak. Visual Maelstrom at the members of Indicator Esports Club. Reynera with the racket. Ito na rin si Rice taking on, having a triple kill. Going for the carries. One-on-one sila ni Reynera. But Foreman... Oh my God! Oh my God!
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the LOL Collegiate League Summer Playoffs. I am, of course, Bad Boy Asarai with an I, and alongside you with me is...
And I'm classmate Neep. I should probably get a better name.
Yeah, we'll change that.
Yeah, that's
in the
pretty
next
lame.
game.
That's pretty lame.
Yeah, okay. We'll change that in the next game. So, of course, we do have the schedules for the playoffs as of Saturday. So, we'll get into the schedule. So, for 6 to 7 p.m., that will be FEU versus UST. Alright, so before we do get into the ban and pick phase, let's talk about like the structures.
Yeah.
The structure of how the playoffs actually work. So, care to explain?
Alright, so for our playoffs, we have two groups. So the group playing today, that consists of UST, OLFU, and FEU.
Yes.
So these three teams will be playing in a round robin, single round robin. And then for teams that score the 2 wins against the other 2 teams, they'll get 3 points. However, if you just get 1 win, one point. And this will also apply for Sunday schedule as well.
Yes.
So
So if, does that it means that Saturday teams, whoever gets the 3 points, will advance to the finals.
yes, I believe so.
Yes, unless we have a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Which of course we have to have ourselves a, I guess, a best of 2 match and see who will progress to the finals. Same with Sunday's group. So it's all about the point system, guys. So we have the first set of the
Yes.
playoffs for Saturday's team tonight, as well as Lightning.
Yeah.
As well as next Saturday. So it's all about the point systems. All right, so you can see right now the faces of the captains, or
I believe it's just the reps of the
the
team, not
representatives.
necessarily
Okay,
captains.
okay. All right, so representatives of each of our teams. So we're just waiting for the players to set themselves up. And of course, guys, we do know that as the playoffs start, we're also giving away these 4 Academy skins. That is the Academy Echo, Academy Vladimir, and the
Yeah, the Ari and the Academy Darius.
yes.
And
So
they're pretty cool skins.
yes, be sure to stay tuned. Game 3 namin ibibigay ang codes na iyon. So if you guys are ready and waiting, please wait until Game 3 for us to give you the codes. All right, so wait.
So yeah, we are just waiting for the players to get into the lobby and we can start on the game. And both teams, they've had their up and downs during the season, FEU and UST. It's going to be really interesting to see which teams come on top.
Yes, that's true. Especially now that we are in the 5.16 patch, and of course, the Juggernauts have been released. And
Yeah.
guys, to remind you, playoffs, hinayaan na tayo ni Professor Kai Rudir na i-unleash na ang mga Juggernaut champions. That is the Garen, the Skarner, the Darius, and of course, my favorite, the Mordekaiser. So, like, what is your insights on how these champions are played? Kasi may difference, di ba? Like,
Yeah.
for Garen, there's the villain. For Skarner, there's the
Crystal Spires.
the Crystal Spires. For Mordekaiser, it's the
Dragon.
How to Train Your
Yeah.
Dragon. And of course, for Darius, I don't know, he's just the Executioner.
Yeah, the passive is insane early
Yeah.
game. That's a free BF sword if you manage to proc those 5 blood stacks. So
Yeah.
really, all of those champions in their own rights are really strong, and I'm really excited to see these teams play today. I believe this is probably the first time we've seen 5.16 in the Philippines. So
Yeah.
we'll be champions
yeah,
from 5.16.
Yeah,
in the
that's
Philippines.
true. Because, of course, kasama nga sa ano natin, like, whenever there's a rework champion, there's always the 2 weeks autoban.
Yeah.
Just so that the pro players within those 2 weeks time can practice out the champions, and then pag unban na sila, we know now how they play it. Something like that. Of course, we're still waiting. Of course, we forgot to say, guys, lapit na ng Worlds.
Yeah, Worlds is,
October 31? Is that
I
correct?
believe that's the finals.
Oh,
However,
finals.
throughout October itself will be group stages, bracket stage. So
Yes.
lots of games throughout October.
Yes. And of course, with the championship coming up, we also have the championship skin, which is, I believe, the Callista.
Yeah, but you know what I'm most excited about is the championship mastery icons.
Oh,
the
yeah.
things that pop up above your head.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
yeah, I'm waiting to rock my EDG mastery icon.
Wow, really? You're a
Well,
fan of EDG?
Yeah,
For
I-
me, it's
I-
gonna be TSM.
I'm a really big fan of like those Chinese teams, EDG, LGD. I really like how Mako and PYL play. And I feel like they're like probably the better supports.
Wow.
So-
Being humble, the Sneep.
Like better supports in the world.
Yeah, okay. Of course, you can learn a thing or two from those higher tier players. Get the feel of their playstyle and probably make our own playstyle out of that. It's how you play the game. With like, meron kang idol na support or idol na player. You try to imitate what they do and then try to discover your own playstyle from that. That's, I think, how I learned how to Mordekaiser before. I was watching Scar, I think season 2, do a mid lane Mordekaiser, and that's when I fell in love with the Mordekaiser playstyle.
So have you been picking up Scar with this recent changes? I
Sorry.
mean, have you been picking up Mordekaiser, not Skara?
Yeah, if I have a support with me that I know, so he knows
Yeah.
how I play, we have good synergy, I go for Mordekaiser. But if I'm going for solo queue, probably not, because it's a little bit dangerous. Like, Mordekaiser, he can get an advantage even when you're even in lane because of the passive from his Harvester's Sorrow, the one that he gets full XP
Yeah, that's
from
really
the lane.
strong.
Yeah, but like if you get behind, it feels like you can't get back from it. That's how I feel with the Mordekaiser. I don't know if that's not true, but for me, it's something like that.
Yeah, because like if you don't get that advantage, you're just really behind actually.
Yeah,
Because
that's
that's the
true.
only advantage you get from playing Mordekaiser in that bot lane.
Yeah.
The XP.
And the Dragon
Yeah,
Control.
if you're not ahead in XP, then there's not much point in playing that. You're just gonna be weaker than the AD carry. However, it's really hard to actually fall behind from what I've noticed. He's just so strong in that laning phase. He has so much damage. Really strong wave clear. He can farm under turret really well. He can shove the lane really well.
and his sustain's not
And
bad too.
yeah, and he has the W that gives that sustain. So lots of utility coming in from Mordekaiser.
Yeah, and the one with the Mace of Spades that they changed
Yeah.
it when you do 3 hits and the third hit is like power level over 9,000.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's how powerful Mordekaiser is now. All right, so I think we're about to start the match between FEU and UST. So insights on what the picks of these players can do. Like I heard you talk to me about was it I think all GT Neil who was picking up the Skarner.
Yeah, no, actually, Raze has picked up a lot of Skarner in the
Oh,
past
Raze.
couple of weeks. I've known because I've been playing with him during practice and stuff. So
Yes.
it's going to be really interesting to see what they decide to pick, what they decide to ban, and we are now into the pick and ban phase. This is FEU versus UST, the playoffs.
Yes, and right off the bat, a ban on the Riven. So, actually, last week I think it was the one of the teams from LCL as well who picked the Riven twice. Like there was this one team and another team, I forgot the names, and they were actually wrecking the top lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, very strong in terms of like the snowball type of play style. I think it was Zykan as well who picked up the top lane Riven.
Yeah, and we do see that the new Juggernauts have been banned
Oh my
out
gosh,
from
right off the bat.
UST side. Mordekaiser
Yeah.
is now gone. Darius is gone. Thresh banned, so that is a target ban onto Schnitzel. He's actually one of my role models. Like when I
Wow.
see Schnitzel play Thresh, I'm like, wow, that guy's good. And while the third Juggernaut was banned, Skarner,
Yes.
the fourth one's still open, so that leaves that leaves
Garen,
Garen
yeah.
up for the taking.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like Garen's the least wanted Juggernaut out of all. It is in my opinion. Like his playstyle is more of like when you see a villain, let Garen go for the villain and then just work off of that.
Yeah.
Because he deals true damage onto the villain itself with the I think the auto attack and the spin
I
to
think
win.
it's just every single skill,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
including the ultimate.
yes.
However, looking back at the pick and ban, we do see FEU decided to opt for that Alistar as that first pick. I don't really agree with this first pick, actually. I feel like Alistar isn't really the highest priority champion in the current meta. Azir is still left open, for example, and they do still have that Gangplank open. UST and FEU both played a lot of Gangplank. We've seen it in the past. I believe the mid laner of UST had an amazing game
Yes,
in the
yes.
playoff qualifiers against Ateneo, where he had
Yeah.
a really strong Gangplank mid. So Gangplank's still open, and it looks like they are not going for those newer champions, sticking
Oh.
for their safety champs and their comfort picks.
Yeah, it looks like FEU with the starting 3 picks want to give Jinx a lot of leeway in the clashes so that she'll be able to auto-attack to her heart's content. And actually, just going back to the video that we saw where Kairu and I think Shinbu were shouting, oh, that was where I think the Jinx got a quadra kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably that's what FEU are trying to
And
pull off right
Kiddo
now.
is an insane Jinx player. He was my teammate back in Naga, back in the spring season, and Jinx is his favorite champion, so he's really comfortable
Yes.
on this pick. So FU, lots on the line, going for their safe picks, making sure they just get the clean win. Even though they don't want to do anything flashy, they don't want to pull anything new just yet. Just going for the very safe, very solid picks.
Yes.
However, this is a new patch. The meta has shifted, and this might be a problem, but let's see how it goes.
Yes. Also, FEU were actually hovering over the Gangplank like a very short time, and then guess like what you said, they're just wanting to go in for the for the safer picks, their comfort picks. As for UST though, we do see the Corki as a first pick, and then the second pick into the Rek'Sai here. So it looks like they're gonna be wanting some very aggressive early game pressure with that Rek'Sai, possibly go over the walls with tunnel, and then another Diana mid lane with a teleport. So like this is one of the metas that I've seen formulating in the LCL, where the mid laner would pick the Diana and then be like that a distraction, like go in with the Lunar Rush and then immediately use your Zonias, and then the opponents would just try to kill you, and then you're in like a very bad position that the opposing team will just envelop around you and then get a kill.
Yeah, and there's not that much burst from the FEU side as well.
Yes.
They do not have that many ways to deal with Diana burst. So if Diana decides to go in, Orianna's not going to do that much initial upfront damage. Jinx isn't going to do that much initial upfront damage. And I feel like this is a really good pick for this UST side.
Yes. Really, it really looks like they just want to protect the Jinx right
Yeah,
now.
definitely.
Especially with the Gnar present there.
Yeah, and we did see that there was a problem into the champion select, so we will be remaking that soon. I believe with the same pick and ban, and UST, I believe it is UST who still has the last pick.
Yes, yes. So their picks were the Corki, the Rek'Sai, the Diana, and the
Janna. So they still have that top laner up for grabs, and
yes.
Gangplank's still open, and against the Gnar, I feel like you could kind of risk it.
Yeah.
You are in trouble with the...
Yes.
You are
in trouble
with the barrels. Gnar can deny those barrels in the laning phase. However, Gangplank's just so strong right now with those barrels.
Yeah, I think 60% armor ignore.
Yeah, armor penetration with those barrels. It got nerfed to 50, but
still OP.
Still really strong.
That 10% doesn't really matter.
That patch hasn't came up yet, so we're still on that 5.16 Gangplank.
Yeah, especially when I think the barrels can crit themselves.
Yeah.
So like you can go for the crit plank build.
Yeah, and we actually have seen the Gangplanks build double Infinity Edge actually,
Trinity Force.
going for that extra damage.
Yeah.
Trinity Force would be pretty cool, but
yeah,
no.
I kind of like the Triforce first with the GP,
Yeah.
then going for the Infinity Edge. Honestly, in some situations, if I want to go for a more bruiser-ish kind of gangplank, I prefer the Iceborne Gauntlets. But I don't know, it's just my preference, I guess. I think it would be more beneficial for the Triforce. It does give you a better damage spike when you finish it off compared to the Iceborne Gauntlets. But after all said and done, they are hovering over the Shen.
Yeah, so very safe top laner. Does have that split push presence, but at the same time, nothing really fancy. None of the new carry bruiser top laners we've been seeing in other regions, and we've been seeing in solo queue. So no Fiora, no Gangplank, no Yasuo,
the Fiora
no
with
Olaf.
the Hydra Bloodthirster.
Yeah, those are really strong picks, as we've seen yesterday in the LPL qualifiers, which were also played on 5.16. However, a lot's on the line right here. A trip to the finals of the LCL is at stake. So both teams, first game of the night, they just want to go for something really safe, get that win, and just move on to the next game. Maybe in the next games, maybe in the third game, maybe in the second game, you might see some of the more crazier stuff. However, very safe, very standard team comps from both of these teams.
Like during the entirety of the LCL term, there's always like these very unorthodox picks that we like to see. But now, because it's the playoffs, because the pressure's there onto these players, they are going back to what they feel is comfortable for them, as well as their team composition. Also, going into, I think the second time I've seen the Lissandra, she does lack in terms of the damage, but the 5.16 patch, if I'm not mistaken, if she does use the Frozen Tomb on herself, it does heal her.
Yeah, and Xcoheed is a really good Lissandra player, and with those buffs, with those changes, Xcoheed is just gonna have a really good time on this Lissandra. And surprisingly, it's not an Orianna.
Oh yeah, oh right, it wasn't a pick.
Oh, okay.
It was just hovering there.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
so
I forgot to mention that.
Lissandra's just gonna do such a much better job of dealing with the Diana, like we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Once Diana goes in, you can easily just pop that ultimate onto Diana, lock her up a bit. You have like 2.5, like 2 seconds roughly, where you can deal damage on Diana and burst her before she can hourglass.
That's true.
just a really good response to this comp that UST
Yes.
has going on right now.
And like looking into the composition for UST, their solid type of engage would probably be just the shadow dash of the Shen, as well as the Diana's Lunar Rush. I mean, there's little reaction time that you can do unless the Rek'Sai does go in for the flash
Yeah.
unburrow. But in terms of like tunneling in and then unburrowing, that's still very easy to dodge, in my opinion. So with, like you said, with the Lissandra using her ultimate to stop the Diana's Lunar Rush in, possibly it might go into Shen, Zycan here in the top lane to go in for the Shadow Dash if they want to get an engage for themselves.
Yeah.
But of course, FEU still has some form of disengage with the Gnar ultimate possible, with the Gragas explosive cast, and of course the ever so slow, a little bit slower headbutt of the Alistar, of course, with the 5.6.
Yeah, that's
patch.
been tripping me up the entire, like throughout the weeks. I've been
Yeah.
messing the combos so many times with this new Alistar change.
Yeah, because
It's
before
really
it was
slow.
like this when you
Yeah.
tap it into the keyboard. Now it's like this.
Yeah, now there's like really distinct timings on when to pulverize,
Yeah.
like at certain ranges. So at max range, the timing just got completely changed from what it was last patch, and that keeps messing me up in like solo queue in practice.
Yes.
Like I've been having trouble landing that. Let's see if Simond will have a better time. And just going back, looking at these comps, it's
Yes,
gonna be
yes.
really interesting. You've got like two opposite spectrums on these teams. USC has a more split push Skirmishy type of team with the double teleport, with that Rek'Sai ultimate. They can assert a lot of pressure on the map at the same time, and they'll probably be going for the really strong objective control, invading the jungle, securing the dragons. On the other hand, FEU with
Yes.
the very strong team fighting comp, so much AoE disruption, so much CC there, and you've got that hyper carry Jinx in the back line. So it's going to be really interesting to see how these two team comps, team styles
Yes.
play out in this matchup right now.
Yes.
And just a reminder,
Of course, guys, we do want to remind you that the Academy Skins giveaway will be at Game 3. So that is, of course, the Academy Echo, the Vladimir, the Ari, and of course, the Darius. So medyo may magka-bad boy yung ano natin, last one. Look at this,
Yeah.
right behind me. He has even spikes on his shoulders.
that's a really nice skin.
Yeah.
And you get all four of them, not just one of them. You get all four of those skins.
Yes. We will be giving out the codes at Game 3, so be sure to watch at that point in time. Now we're just going into the loading screen, and we'll be shortly going into the Summoner's Rift. Alright, so anything else, like 5.16 metas that could be possible when, I don't know, nagsimula na silang mag-unorthodox picks, go in or go broke.
I feel like the biggest change is just in the top lane pool. The top lane pool has expanded so much. There's a lot more viable champions, and there's a lot more strategies that teams can run.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more emphasis on making sure your top lane snowballs, making sure your top lane
Yeah.
wins. However, with these team comps we see right now, they're very 5.14, 5.15s, very safe.
Yes,
no hyper carry in that top lane with very standard picks all around.
Yeah, because like before, the top lane was mostly utility types, like a Maokai, a Nautilus, Shen,
Yeah.
and then probably the only carry that I've seen would have been the Ryze.
Yeah,
in terms
when
of-
he was still strong.
Yeah, when he was still
Yeah.
strong. But then when they nerfed him, it just went back to having the utility in the top lane where they'll engage or just farm in the top lane, get more tankier, and then the teams won't have an answer when you're that tanky. All right, so skin-wise, we do see that Zycan going in for the Sub-Zero.
Yeah, you gotta
skin.
report Corky. Corky no skin.
So they're breaking the meta of the skins. So guys, we're now getting into the first game of the Law Collegiate League Summer Playoffs. This is a match between FEU and UST. So in the blue side, we have FEU in the top lane. It's going to be McRory with the Gnar in the jungle. It's going to be all GT Neil with the Gragas in the mid lane. It's going to be Coheed with the Lissandra. And in the ball lane duo, we have Kiddo for that Jinx, and his support will be Simond on the Alistar.
And on that UST, on the red side, we will be having Zycan on that Shen. For the jungle, we will be having Raze playing Rek'Sai mid lane, James Meister on that Diana. And for the bot lane duo we will be having Corky being played by MEFYJ and Schnitzel on that
Yeah,
Jana.
I think it's pronounced Mefij.
Mefij.
Or Mefij.
Mefij. Really interesting. Interesting name choice.
Yeah. All right. So we have a pause here, but of course that's just a minor interruption into the playoffs. Again, guys, medyo siramplako na ako dito, but we are reminding you Academy Skins giveaway at Game 3. That is the Academy Echo, the Academy Vladimir, the Academy Ari, and the Academy Darius. So if you guys are a fan of being, school boys and girls in, like, I don't know, Japanese scene, do you call it? Yeah, you could go for that skin.
Let's throw in. I don't know. Those are really the only Japanese schoolish type of things.
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of slice of life or some, the scenarios like in the schools. So we're going into the Summoner's Rift right now, and it looks like it's gonna be a 5-man death squad here for FEU. Gonna go into their own red side, but it looks like there's a ping onto their own blue side here. But it's looking like the Great Wall of China defensive position here from US will just place themselves in front of their river entrances, put in those trinkets. And I think James Meister there did see the members of FEU. Now he sees them, and they're just going to back off. Looks like FEU here don't want to give any free non-vision for UST to work with. Like, they want to know where Rays will position themselves.
And this is really smart. They're spotting out for any potential lane swaps, any potential starting zones. And this is really good considering how strong of an early game UST has at the moment.
Yes, yes, yes.
So let's take a look. They are now going back to the default positions. We will be seeing a very standard lane coming in. No lane swaps, no nothing. And it looks like Rek'Sai will actually be starting from the red side instead of that blue side. So FEU was able to somewhat manipulate the starting position of the UST jungler with that invade.
Yeah, so they kind of know now where Raze will be positioning himself. In a top lane gank, I think if Gnar just uses, or Makrori rather, uses his hop efficiently, he doesn't need to use the flash in order to get away from a gank, as well as just wasting the time of Raze.
Yeah, but at the same time, if the Rek'Sai is able to properly time that unburrow as Gnar is about to hop, he can cancel it. So
that's true. That's true. It's a gamble.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, but like I said, like, they're putting the pressure onto Makrori rather than putting the pressure onto Kedo, because Kedo is the damage dealer of FEU. They just want to give him as much free time or as less pressure in the bottom lane to get the farm rolling for himself. So we do see right now just the farming situations for these two teams. There will be the Crescent Slash, or the Q coming out of James Meister, hitting Coheed there. Just a greetings coming in as the playoffs has just begun.
Yeah, very safe, very standard early games right now. However, it's only 2 minutes in the game. Anything can happen within the next couple minutes. The junglers will be starting to finish their camps around the 320 mark, and we will be looking to get a gank. We do see that Raze actually has opted to go for that level 3 topside single buff star, and will probably be looking for a gank in that mid lane, possibly that top lane. So really smart pathing actually coming in from Raze, and here comes an invade coming in from Raze at that blue buff, however was too late, and all GT Neo will be able to smite it away.
There's a level advantage here for GT Neo, but it looks like they're gonna go and tussle in the blue side river. Raze does take some damage as Neil takes slightly reduced damage because of that drunken rage, and now knowing that Neil is, or rather Raze is only level 2, and he did get the scuttler in the upper side of the jungle, or upper side of the river. They know now that his blue is up and his ganks may be reduced somewhat because he doesn't have the burrow, or rather the tunnel.
Yeah, the biggest thing from that gank from that early invade is that McRory now knows that there's no pressure in the top lane, and he's just shoving this lane up so hard. This is extremely important to do when you're playing against the Shen. As that Shen, your clear isn't that strong, so you just want to shove it up, and it puts so much map pressure in that top side as Shen can't clear the wave that fast, and Rory's just free to do whatever he wants. And knowing that Raze is probably in the bot side right now, he's just free to shove that lane in with no repercussions.
Yeah, so that's really smart play coming in from FEU. They're taking advantage of what UST did in terms of like a misplay, in my opinion. Like, they wanted Raze to get that Scuttler. There is some benefits to getting the Scuttler early, but in terms of like, you know, having the level advantage as well as the buff advantage, I think that's a misadvantage in their point.
Yeah, Raze wasn't able to secure that blue buff from the FEU side. Just, I believe, a couple seconds too slow, and here comes a headbutt pulverized combo.
Yeah, Mephiche
Lots of
doesn't
damage.
get the choppers there, but they do take himself some extra damage with the pulverized headbutt combo coming in from Simond. But still, no pots will be burned, as he does have the Eye of the Storm coming in from Schnitzel here with that support Janna.
And what's interesting to know is that there's no big CS advantage being made in any of the lanes. The CS in all the lanes is really, really even right now. And
Yeah, so probably there's gonna be breaking up around when these laners do hit level 6. Possibly when the Shen has his Stand United, the Gnar with the TP, as well as that Mega Gnar ultimate available for himself. And of course, Gragas, all GT Neil with the explosive cask will be able to possibly get a pick onto a lane here.
Yeah, definitely. However, FEU not in a rush to end the game by no means. They've got a really strong late game scaling team comp with the Jinx as their hyper carry and with the Lissandra as that secondary carry there to provide the wave clear for their team comp, just to shove the lanes up really fast and to break the siege. And he also has that pick potential with the Glacial Prison.
Yeah, so it looks like they're just wanting to take things nice and slow, and then UST, do they have a timer right now on themselves? Like, we need to make a play because our team composition is a skirmish type. We can't force these objectives while FEU is still weak. And looks like they're going to do it right now, as there's a knock-up onto Kiddo. They'll be forced to flash away. Nicely done headbutt coming in from Simon, and the top laners will react as they did teleport as well as the Stand United. That was a close headbutt onto Raze. If he didn't have a flash, he would have died there.
Yeah, that was a really, really smart play by Simon, not immediately blowing that headbutt right away once he saw Raze, saving it, popping that pulverize, then walking, positioning behind him, popping that headbutt, getting that nice turret damage, burning the flash as well, and that gank coming in from USD just turned itself over on the head.
Yeah, but still, no kills were given that clash or skirmish in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
But you saw there immediately that USD wanting to take the first aggression into FEU, just because we did say again that FEU are looking for the slower pace game. And right now, it's 100 gold advantage, but still, UST are not able to get themselves a pick. Possibly, James Meister, if he goes back again, if he finishes an item or a ward coverage from UST allows him to open up any lanes, possibly the bottom lane at this point, because I don't see Gnar going down anytime soon when it is in Mega Gnar form. But look at this, Zyken putting a lot of damage onto Makarori. Even Makarori using the hyper. Wow, look at that damage output.
Yeah, and the thing is, Zyken still has teleport available as well, so now the pressure that McRory did have in the early game, where he was shoving that lane all the way up to the turret, is flipped, with the Shen actually being the one dictating the flow of the lane right now in that top lane. And for the most part, within these first couple minutes of the game, we won't be seeing much. The moment where we'll be seeing a lot of action pop up is roughly 14-15 minute mark. Once the Corki starts picking up that Triforce, once UST gets that power spike, they've got a really certain timing attack to win the game, and that's going to be with the Triforce and with the Sightstone on the jungler, where they can just set up vision control, set up for the objectives, and fight when they know they're stronger than the enemy team.
Yes. And of course, we do know how powerful that Corki Triforce spike is. It allows you to get objectives such as the turrets, the dragon, and kills if it is enabled for them. Looks like FEU here not allowing UST to set up any vision at all, as they send Simond and all GT Neil in the river side of the dragon just to counter the wards and to get their own wards as well.
Yeah, and we do see that Raze counter jungling in the top lane. Will he decide to cancel the recall, go for that tower dive in the top lane? I feel like going for the tower dive isn't the smartest thing. Raze knows that as well and will instead be just...
Yeah. It's kind of dangerous since Zyken did take a little bit of a beating there. He was put down to 50 HP. I think they would have gone into it if he was full HP, but still there is the...
Rage.
Yeah, the rage of the Gnar already available for him. And then a two-man Gnar ultimate is very possible in the top lane, being that it is a narrow lane that you can get hit into the turret, into the side of any of those, and then you're still in third range. And of course, that Bomby Cinder does get the turret aggro. So if rather Zyken gets stunned there, he might take some unnecessary damage, be forced to flash out, or get killed in the process as well.
Yeah, definitely. And still, we do see that lots of pressure being put onto this top lane. All GT Neil has worked his way to the top lane, and here comes a taunt. And let's see if All GT Neil goes for that counter engage, deciding to wait his time, going for the more patient, sure kill approach to this gank.
Yeah, because like I think also the reason why they're positioning themselves in the top lane is because Zyken is one of the players who can actually give you a shield, or rather, the shield and the immediate response. So why not just go to the root of the problem, kill Zyken and then force an objective? This might be what the thought process of FEU is right now as to why All GT Neil is wasting a lot of time in the top lane.
Yeah,
That's giving a lot of farm for Raze.
Just thinking of why, I think the main reason why Neil decided to not go for that gank in the top lane is if he revealed himself in the top lane and if that gank didn't work out in a death on Zyken, that would have been a free dragon for UST, as Zyken still had his teleport available, still had his ultimate available, and Raze was already at that dragon pit.
Yeah, look at this. All of those crescent blades. Oh, they're gonna go in onto Raze right now. There's explosive cast, but the Stad United from Zyken actually saves Raze, and now they're in a 2v2 situation with All GT Neil very low in HP. He will go down. Jace Meister with the first blood of the game. 16,200 for UST, 15,100 for FEU.
And what a clutch Stand United coming in from Zyken right there. Raze living with a sliver of health. One more auto attack from Gnar was all he needed to die. However, that taunt came in just at the perfect time right there.
Yes, and now you see here that Simon will go in onto Mephiche there, but whoa, Kiddo taking so much damage. Here's a teleport coming in from Zyken. Can they survive? There's the Monsoon, will not get a kill, and James Meister, or actually, it was James Meister. I thought it was Zyken.
Teleport, mind games.
Mind games, man, but the
That's
second
a free dragon.
Kill, yeah. So the second kill of the game goes to James Meister and the free dragon for UST, and the skirmish composition is now working out for them.
Yeah, and this is definitely what UST needs to get the head start. Once they get this dragon, once they get this first objective, they'll have a pretty significant position in terms of how strong they are over FEU. We should expect Raze to probably be going for that Sightstone. He does not have enough gold, unfortunately, but UST just really needs to start making their presence known on the map, getting those wards down and start taking turrets. Bot lane turret and top lane turret are fairly good objectives to take right now, and I feel like they should just go for it right now.
Yeah, and they do have, actually saw that when it was still a 2v2 in the bottom lane. Mephiche with the full Gatling gun phosphorus bomb combo onto Kiddo, put him to 50% HP, and that was before James Meister was there. He was just teleporting for the pressure. He got the kill, but the effort was from Mephiche damage alone. Possibly
Corki just does so much damage in that early game. I think Mephiche went for a Sheen first, which was why there was so much damage. That 125% amplified auto attack doing work.
But still, man, you have to admire how much power that Corki does have in the when he does get that Sheen. And compared to when regular auto attack AD carry gets themselves a BF sword, there's just so much more that you can do with that Sheen.
Yeah, and speaking of items, we do see that the mid laners have picked up their first core item. Lissandra going for the Rod of Ages, going for a more slower paced item. Like we said, FEU has that really slow scaling team comp, so not in a rush to go for that really strong power spike with perhaps the tome. I can't think of the tome, the one that procs the Grievous rooms.
Morellonomicon.
Yes, Morellonomicon. For some reason, I couldn't remember the name of that item.
It's alright, man.
Lissandra opting to go for the Rod of Ages
Yeah.
rather than the Morello Nomicon.
Yeah, I think she wants to get that extra HP.
Yeah.
Because I saw James Meister spamming out his Qs and putting a lot of hurt onto Kohi in the mid lane. So I think that extra HP will be a bit beneficial for him. But in top lane, Rory will actually get knocked up, but he does time his hop perfectly and does get away from that potential kill onto himself.
Yeah, if that knockup did manage to cancel that hop, that would have been a flash burn in that top lane. That would have been a really good gank. However, still making his presence known in that top lane with that gank right
Yeah,
there.
because like, I will be a bit repetitive in this. Medyo silang plaka na ako dito, but every time you do a gank in a lane, even though if it's not a kill or a flash burn, just the pressure puts the players on their toes, especially in this kind of competition where it's already in the playoffs. They might choke in some point, you know, just because of that pressure. It happens, man. Players are people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And choking is a very common thing in esports in general.
That is true. Right. So we see right now that Raze is positioning himself near Kohid's spot there. He was paying quite a bit as the mid laner of FAU takes another to the damage. Oh, they're going in onto him. There's the Frozen Tube onto James Meister, but so much shield coming in from the Stan United, from Zyken, and now OGT Neil is in no man's land as Mac Rory has no rage bar to do a counterplay for himself. Will this be the mid-tier 1? I think it might be.
And whoa, hold that thought as here comes even more action coming in. The rocket will not kill Schnitzel.
All right, as we do see right now that UST will re-engage onto Simon. He does use the Unbreakable Will, but the will of the cow will be broken in just a few short moments as a knock-up onto Schnitzel. Rather, Kohid will put him down and almost gets the kill onto Schnitzel, but to no avail. Also forcing the flash out of McRory as he did not have the hop over the wall. So
3-for-0 trade
Yeah.
from that flash right there, and that just came from a really good response by the UST team. It all started with that gank from Neil, which failed as right when he went for that gank, Rek'Sai was in that mid lane, Shen had that Stand United available as well, and it went from a 2v1 to a
3v2 before McRory teleport, and he was like a few seconds late.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they should have synchronized themselves more. That they said, "Oh, McRory, we're gonna do a gank into the mid lane. Be sure to have your Mega Gnar form just so that you can stop Zyken from teleporting in." Because Zyken was there for earlier there for like 2-3 seconds, and that made all the difference because that shield on the James Meister was enough that the damage from Neil as well as Kohi didn't get the kill onto him.
Yeah, and this is really bad news for FEU right now. They've got the 2K gold advantage, the 3K gold advantage at the 17-minute mark, and now I believe Corky just picked up his Triforce. We did
That's
see
gonna
that.
be a lot of damage.
Yeah, James Meister picked up that long rod as well, so lots of damage, lots of items coming in from this UST side right now, and FEU still going for those aggressive plays with this top lane gank right now.
Yes, there's a teleport coming in from, I think now it's gonna be James Meister. The mind games is real, but a nice two-man ultimate from Rory will stun the three members rather, of UST, as it looks like FEU can do themselves a turnaround. They're gonna try to go in onto Zyken there, but he'll just Shadow Dash away. So FEU did make that pay off.
Yeah, definitely 2-for-0 trade right there in the top lane, and that will be a free turret for FEU as well.
Yes, but they do leave Kiddo in the bottom lane to defend himself against Mafij as well as Schnitzel, though I think he is doing a pretty good job. His auto-attack range has been harassing Mafij quite a bit.
Yeah, and that bot lane duo from the UST side doesn't really have that much tower dive potential with that Corky and Janna. They don't have that tank with all the CC to just tank that turret.
Yeah,
so.
unlike the Alistar who
Yeah.
can Unbreakable Will and just, soak up so much damage from the turret.
So this is probably just going to be a turret take coming in from this UST side.
Yes.
We should expect the Corgi and Janna to just go for the turret. Then Janna should probably start warding the bot side as Dragon is up in 5 seconds, and that's the next big objective on the map right now.
Yes. Can they take it though? Mafij is trying to put a lot of damage onto the turret itself, but Kiddo actually doing a pretty good job of clearing the wave with just the bazooka. or the rocket in his hand, or her hand rather, does have to recall back. Can he get his Infinity Edge?
I believe
Yeah, he can.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an Infinity Edge for Kiddo. So a really huge power spike coming into this Dragon fight right there. And with those 2 kills in the top lane, I feel like FPU really has a chance to win this team fight right there, as FPU does have that superior team fighting comp with all that CTC, with all the knockup.
Yes, as well as James Meister not finishing the Zonias yet. It is a secondary item for him. He did go in for the Nashor's Tooth for the extra damage. And, well, UST take themselves a second dragon.
Yeah, not fast enough.
Yeah, FEU weren't fast enough. And they did, or rather, I think they were just a bit too worried because they had to recall for Kiddo so he could get his Infinity Edge, and when he tries to go back into Dragon Pit, there won't be enough time for him to fight for the dragon. It's already gone. So I think a little bit of a misplay there from FEU and UST with a nice timing.
Yeah, and the biggest thing was that because Simon went to the top lane to go for the gank, they had no wards on the bot side, they had no vision of that dragon, so they couldn't just run into the Dragon Pit and immediately. They had no vision. There's an opportunity to get picked if they did decide to do so.
Yes.
So going a bit safer, conceding that dragon, and that is 2 dragons for UST now.
It's always important to have vision of whatever you do in League of Legends. It allows, I think, like vision is, if not the most important, one of the most important mechanics that you have to learn.
I'd
Warding.
put vision probably as the second most objective to take on the map in terms of what you can take on the map. Turrets are probably the biggest objective to take on the map, as not only does turrets provide vision, turrets provide map control, they provide pressure. So, but then after those turrets, after you get those turrets, putting vision, putting wards down on the map is just really important, and that's probably one of the bigger keys to winning a game and getting a really clean game right there.
Yes, you've heard that, guys, from a challenger player as well. You do know that Neep is the support for Naga Esports, as well as one of the top tier support players in the Philippines. I'm giving you a compliment. Just take it, man.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right. So we do see right now that Neil is actually positioning himself in the bottom lane as he goes in onto Schnitzel. He gets the pick with explosive cast, and Schnitzel will be forced to flash away. There's the Mega Death Rocket into the face of Schnitzel.
Wow.
And oh my gosh, if only that was a crit.
Zyken's ults have been on point this entire game, just barely making people survive.
Yeah. And you see there again, such a nice shield from that Stand United. Again, if only Kiddo, I think, had a crit with that auto attack, would have been enough.
I don't think he prayed to RNGesus before this game.
RNGesus, the random number generator. If you guys don't know, that is the god that we pray to in terms of crit chance. I don't know if you play card games, if you draw a good card, you pray to that dude.
They needed to add dodge back into the game, because back in season 1, the Phantom Dancer with that 30% dodge.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And the Ninja Tabi as well.
Yeah, Ninja Tabi and Phantom Dancer provided dodge, so Jax with the almost 100% dodge, man.
So OP. As they're gonna go now into Coheed, but Coheed will just dash away. Simon is actually just gonna look into the brush, uses the Unbreakable Will, but there's a knock-up onto Kiddo. Or yeah, actually with a nice Shadow Dash compliment from his teammate, as they do get themselves a pick-off to the ADR of FEU. There's a teleport coming in from McCrory, but is it too late? Actually not. They're picking off the members of UST one by one. They're very low in HP. Zyken will be forced to Shadow Dash away. Doesn't have his flash anymore, but there will be no follow-up from FEU, even though they do get to pick onto Kiddo.
Yeah, and this team fight right there is probably the biggest distinction between both of these team comps. We saw how easily Kiddo was able to get picked off, all those spells being burnt onto Kiddo. However, they stayed a bit too long, and they let themselves get re-engaged upon by the FEU side. And FEU, with that superior team fighting, with that lockup, and with the counter-engaged CC coming in, were just able to make that fight a bit more bearable in terms of their losses.
Yeah, but look at this. Coheed actually gonna go in, and he will get picked off. That was
really questionable.
Yeah, he was just walking
through all this CC, and then Worth. He got the move up though. He got it. He needs to type in all chat. Worth. Doesn't matter. Got blue.
Yeah, it's true. As it looks like FU here want to get themselves the mid-tier 1. It is relatively low, though the wave clear from UST will be enough to stop this aggression from the FU side. Also,
Yeah.
I think the reason why that clash was going into FU's favor, even though Kiddo was killed, is because like the damaging skills from FU are all AoE. So like
Yeah.
when they line up, you still have that Lissandra Q, the barrel, the Gragas. Even though if it's just minimal damage, it still stacks up.
Yep, and ooh, Schnitzel. Kiddo
Oh.
needs to be careful right now. Here comes another pick.
And he will actually be monsoon into the face of Mephiege, and Mephiege will give himself the rampage as he is 402, 198 CS, Triforce in hand, but Kiddo looks like he wants to get himself, I don't know, Phantom Dancer.
Phantom Dancer or
Static
Static
Shiv.
Shiv, but
I'll
this
go for the Phantom Dancer because
Yeah,
I don't
but
like.
this
I'm not a Static Shift.
probably isn't the best thing that FU wants to be doing right now. Their 80 carry, their hyper carry is 0-3 right now.
Yes.
No damage. And he's having a really hard game. Meanwhile, this Corki is 4-0-2. That's not what you want to have for this FU side. You want to be putting all your resources into this bot lane. On the other hand, Kiddo's been left to 1v2 throughout most of the game.
Yeah,
And he's struggling.
And this is like the thought process that we had before, that we thought that FEU wanted to give as much pressure on the bottom lane, or at least pressure onto UST, and then no pressure for FEU so that Kiddo can farm himself up in the bottom lane. But the problem is, like, Meal has tried to do some ganks, but they were unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Kiddo didn't get himself any kills. Very close though, but still no kills. And then when he tries to solo farm, it's just UST being at the right place at the right time, getting themselves kills. And that's just, well, not working out right now for FEU.
Yeah, and now UST is actually really strong right now. If you take a look at the items, both of their carries have completed that 2-item power spike. The Blade of the Rune King being completed onto that Corki, and that Hourglass is now being built onto that Diana. And something to point out is that the Rek'Sai actually went for the Tiamat. He's probably going to go for that new
Titanic
item,
Hydra.
the Titanic Hydra.
Yeah, I know. That's like, I
It's
think,
pretty cool with the Rek'Sai, where you
Yeah.
got that AoE in the circle, at the same time you got that cone sticking out.
that is true. As well as, you know, having,
Ooh, but they neglected this dragon.
yeah, so it looks like FEU will get themselves the first dragon of the game, but the top lane, Zyken and Raze are looking to push it because McRoy doesn't have his teleport anymore. And as well, UST wanting to push this mid lane, but it looks like they're just going to back off as Neil tries to go in for it to engage onto Jace Meister. There's the Stan United coming out of Zyken. Will Jace Meister survive? He does have nothing to survive himself with, and he will go down. Looks like FEU will give themselves the mid-tier 1 as they wait for the creeps to go in. So finally, a kill that will result in a objective
Yeah,
for
but
FEU.
Meanwhile, Raze was able to get that top turret while with that with the Tiamat. Yeah.
How do you pronounce it? You pronounce it Tiamat, I pronounce it Tiamat.
I pronounce it Tiamat. However, I guess it's more of a tomato sort of thing.
Yeah. So it's either way.
Like, as long as you don't pronounce things like Shako, or like if you like, it's
Shako.
good. You can pronounce like Shako any way you want, just not Shako.
Shamato.
Yeah, no, just no.
All right. So I don't know. Just back to what I was talking. Oh wait, never mind. After the push, rather, UST will get themselves the mid-tier 1, and it looks like GT Neil in the side wants to get himself a pick. But those are 4 members of
Yeah,
UST
no follow-up.
raring and waiting for you to go in with your chubby, big belly.
Yeah, but you've got to compliment Neil right there at the previous clash.
Yeah.
Getting that pick
Look at
onto
that.
James Meister, a really good explosive cast, followed
Yes.
up by that Lissandra ultimate. So
Yeah. So there was no way for James Meister to do a counterplay.
FEU teaching UST how to pick.
Yeah, it looks like Simon will get caught out here just a little bit. Nice
Ooh,
damage from the
Titanic.
Titanic Hydra, but whoa! Goal as Simon headbutts Raze into the red Sentinel pit. Or red Brumbleback, rather. Alright, that was a nice headbutt, I have
Yeah,
to say. Goal
Simmons'
again.
headbutts have been pretty good. The
Why is it-
polarizes.
yeah, why is it not a goalkeeper Alistar?
They've got they have a Alistar skin that's soccer related.
Yeah, the goalkeeper Alistar.
It's not a goalkeeper. It's more like a defender. Like the one with the...
Yeah, goalkeeper. Isn't that what it's called?
Is it goalkeeper Alistar? I don't think so.
I don't know. We'll check. We'll check. I'm pretty sure it's goalkeeper. But all right. So he does push back Raze into the red Brumbleback. 5,000 gold still in the advantage of UST, but FEU right now with a momentum that they can work with, and it looks like they want to push this mid-tier 3 right now.
And there's no response.
Yeah,
Shen's just playing top lane. However, Raze is way back in base, and that's a free turret for FEU.
Yeah, and does Zykan have enough split push potential that he can trade that mid-tier 2 for a top-tier 3? I don't think he has, though, as he...
It's Sweeper Alistar.
Oh, sweeper. Why did I say goalkeeper? I don't know,
Yeah.
it sounds way better, goalkeeper Alistar.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like UST right now positioning themselves to take the mid-tier 2 as a revenge to FEU taking their own mid-tier 2. Right now, looks like the clash of the century for these two teams for game 1 only. Clash of the century
UST
for
actually
game 1.
going really smart play right here, setting up for the Baron. Well, baiting the Baron out by denying the vision and establishing vision around that Baron pit. They have really good skirmish, really good pick, and they have those items, so they can definitely force a fight right now. Just that they can't force the full-on 5v5 fight, but they can force a smaller fight.
Yeah, especially they don't want to force it inside the jungle.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, just
The
because
Gnar,
the Gnar ultimate, the
the
explosive
Alistar,
gas,
everything.
everything, the AOE potential that FU has will shine so heavily when you're in these confined spaces, yung masisikip na mga espasyo. Para medyo matagalog tayo ngayon.
Yeah, nosebleed.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, when I speak Tagalog, I feel nosebleed-ish. I don't know.
I don't know, I haven't heard you cast in Tagalog before.
It's really difficult for me. I can't do it, man. I always revert back to my English casting. But
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be able to cast in Tagalog either.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why.
shoutouts to Amplifier, or rather Shinbu. He's the guy in the GS team who can shoutcast Tagalog perfectly. That dude is great on Tagalog casting. So,
Great.
all right. So there is 1 minute onto the dragon rather, to be spawning for these two teams. For FEU, it will work well with them as they will get themselves, if they get the second dragon, a better pushing power.
Yeah.
But for USD, actually will help them as well, since it can counter out soft counter. Oh, right. Raze hits the face, or rather hits the wall with his face there. Okay, never mind. All right, so back to what I was saying. It can actually help at USD a little bit because it can soft counter the engage of FEU with that additional 5% movement speed. So they can actually just maneuver a little bit away from when USD's activating the Righteous Glory and then trying to initiate with GT Neil with his explosive gas. So that can help them out. So either of these two teams can benefit really well from that dragon. Just back to what my first pronunciation of that is. Lemonation pronounces dragon as dragon.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, right?
No,
I mean,
no. It's dragon. Oh,
or
the pick.
they get the pick onto Raze, but he now tunnels over the wall and doesn't hit the wall. So nicely done there.
And that was
by
a flash
UST.
burnt by Neil right there, trying to get that pick.
Yeah, but Raze didn't flash. I thought he
No,
flashed.
he just used his burrow.
Yeah, so nicely done by him.
However, dragon's up.
Yeah, and I was actually gonna say that they were out of position, but that Void Rush from the Rek'Sai is just as powerful that he can reposition, or rather she can reposition very well. Will FEU force this? They don't have the Mega Gnar form from Kori to go in, but Kohi here has the prowess to go in with the ultimate onto himself. There's the Super Mega Dash Rocket coming out of Kiddo as Simon with the Unbreakable Will tries to break the will of the members of UST. Who will get the first kill? It's going to be Mephiche on to Simon right now as he will flash over the wall. But Rory actually goes in, but Kohi with the kill as Zykan gets a double kill too. Kohi there, and Kiddo is in another 3v1 ADR position, but that is a 2-for-2 trade as UST is actually retreating onto the wrong side of the map right now, but they want to re-engage as Raze with the Burrow will actually try to go in, but Kohi nicely timed Zonius there will survive only to be killed by the Howling Gale of Bijana. Oh,
Yeah, and
so
Rory
close.
wants more, but nope.
Okay, so close.
So that was a 3-for-3 trade coming in, and it looked like FPU had that at the very beginning. And let's take a look at a replay of what exactly happened. I feel like the biggest thing to highlight is the Alistar play right there. Gets that two-man head pulverized right there, and he's just zoning out the entire team now. It's 4 people actually, focusing this Alistar for some reason. He's not doing any damage, he's just there. And meanwhile, Kiddo getting that free damage onto Schnitzel, and getting that free damage onto Zyken. And the taunt actually misses onto Kiddo. And Alistar MVP that fight.
Yeah. I don't know, like, when you see the Alistar going into your face, especially...
It's intimidating.
Yeah, it's kind of intimidating, but when you have like the item advantage over the Alistar, is it really that detrimental? I mean, you just have to have note of his cooldowns, and then he's just a lump of meat trying to be in your face,
Yeah.
right? So,
But
still, when he
UST
goes,
took the bait.
yeah, they took the bait, and UST do pay for it with a 3-for-3 trade. Granted, they did give themselves the third dragon of the game, so that's gonna, like I've said, soft counter a little bit the FEU engage.
Yeah, they still have the 5k gold advantage, but as we said earlier, as this game progresses, it's going to be much harder for UST to take these victories, and that dragon fight could have been a really clean victory for UST if they were able to get the priority targets. And here comes the invade onto the blue buff.
Yeah, look at that cone AoE from the Pagani Hydra.
Looks really cool.
Yeah, I think it's my newest favorite item in League of Legends because of the effects as well as the visual effects as well as its own item effects.
I really like the Zeke's Harbinger though. That's probably my favorite item at the moment.
Yeah,
The golden effect.
yeah, because it's because you're support, man. So it's the item that you're gonna always buy.
Well, I've been building it on junglers as well.
Oh.
Like, I really like it on Echo Jungle. But
Oh yeah, since like tank Echo, you just want the utility and then make him tanky.
yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good. No one play. I believe Echo is banned this game, so no Echo this game.
Yeah,
This time
hopefully
around.
we see it next game, as Echo, even though he was nerfed in 5.16 in terms of, was it 5.15?
I believe it's 15.
Oh yeah, 15. That his base damage on his skills did get nerfed, and then AP ratios were heightened so that Riot was forcing, or rather, encouraging forcing to like encouraging players to build again the AP Echo.
Ooh, he doesn't spot the pink ward.
Oh,
And Rory has teleport.
yeah.
Might see a
So,
ninja play coming in.
so they might actually just force themselves to go in for the split push because FEU right now is looking pretty strong. Look at that, Void Staff, Rod of Ages, Morenonomicon, and the Zonius Hourglass completed for Kohi. So he's gonna be a pretty difficult persona to kill because of the HP bonus from that Rod of Ages as well as the Zonius, but never
Oh,
mind.
he's about to be
Mephiche
killed right
will
now.
actually counter that. But
Ooh, that damage.
there's the QSS from Mephiche, but he does kill Kohi there. Even though I said that he's gonna be a bit more
The
difficult
rocket.
to
Nope.
kill. Nope. Alright, so looks like UST can work with this since they did kill the initiator from FEU. So they're gonna give themselves the bot tier 2, probably the mid tier 2, but looks like they're just gonna back it off as Raze will go into the jungle.
Yeah, so this is really smart by USC right now, but the only thing that I would do as well is that they really need to start developing ward coverage as well as applying this pressure. While they do have all this pressure, they don't have the vision, and that vision could facilitate more, but here comes the engage by FEU.
Yeah, and now Kiddo gonna get himself a kill onto Schnitzel right now. There's the Sand United, but will it be enough? No, it does not, as GT Neil will get himself the final pick onto that Mephiche. But look at the damage output onto Kiddo as all the members of USD gets rampant onto the face of the ADR of FEU. Looks like they just want to disengage right now as Zyken will Shadow Dash away. Ooh, does he get hit by the boulder? No, he does not, as that Shadow Dash was correctly timed. Oh, they see Raze there, but he does have his tunnel. Will not hit the wall. Thank goodness for that. And James Meister, yeah, he just was there for the party, just giving some moral support for his teammates.
And that was a really interesting team fight. Only, I believe that was a 1-for-2 actually in favor of FEU right there. And despite so many skills being burned, not much. And here comes the free dragon coming in.
Yeah, I think it
from
was just like
FEU.
a consolation prize that they got
Yeah.
to kill onto Kedo. Because like the main threat right now for FEU is Coheed, and Kedo is just a secondary damage dealer because he's the one who always gets the brunt of everything. And
Yeah,
Coheed-
hasn't had the greatest game right now.
Yeah, but still, he has items, so he has the damage output to be effective. As FEU tries to get the Dragon, they will actually get it. As the ultimate from Coheed actually goes in on Schnitzel, and Neil gets himself the Rampage, but Jace Meister did get the kill onto Coheed, and Coheed did a misplay there as he ultimates the support of UST. I think it will, because Jace Meister with a triple kill right now, and UST are in a good position to either get a kill or get themselves the Baron, but a quadra kill here for James Meister. Will they give him the Penta? Oh, the Dead Man's Blade is working for... Oh, there you go.
The
James Meister
unofficial
with the
Penta.
unofficial Penta kill.
And that was just great collapse coming in from Raze and James Meister, immediately isolating X-Coheed during that last fight. X-Coheed was not able to do that much during that fight, and the positioning from the FEU members were very split,
Yes.
and USC just capitalized on that, and that's the inhibitor for them, but they didn't get the dragon.
Yes. Also, I don't know, that ultimate coming out of Coheed, he put it onto Schnitzel. That was...
Yeah, not the best target choice right
Yeah, I think that was one of the reasons why they lost that clash, because you would see before in all the previous clashes that they had, Coheed would put it into one of the better carries of UST, would possibly have been Jace Meister or Mephiche, but at that clash he didn't do any of that, and then he didn't have any safety for himself. He got immediately bursted down, and James Meister got himself a very easy and quick triple kill.
Yeah, and as a result, UST has now picked up that Baron now to help facilitate that push. You've got the double teleport, you have that Rek'Sai, and you now have that Baron. Turrets shall fall within the next 30 minutes for this UST side.
Yeah, as well as a 12,000 gold lead coming out of UST's pocket. Look at that.
Lots of items being built actually. We do see that James Meister was now able to pick up the Abyssal Scepter. Meanwhile, the Corki has picked up that last Whisper as well, so the
Yeah.
thread is now here.
Yes, I kind of like as well this Abyssal Scepter, since Corki does deal mixed damage, so his Phosphorus Bomb complemented with an Abyssal will give him a bit more damage output. And then the Last Whisper for his Gatling Gun and auto attacks. So the hybrid damage for the Corki is just there for UST to work with.
Yeah, we do see that UST is now rotating to a 4-0-1 split push positioning, and Zykin just dueling with Neil, slap fight.
Yeah, that's how you categorize the fighting of the tanks. They
Ooh,
slap each
Neil.
other. But Neil is actually taking a slight advantage against, or rather Zykin's taking a slight advantage against Neil, as the heal, the Vorpal is all there. Nice explosive cast to push away the carry of UST, which is James Meister. But look at this, UST right now running rampant into the base of FEU. What can FEU do right now? I don't know. Looks like they want to finish this off. 13,000 goldie in their pocket. Can UST get themselves back, or can FEU get themselves back, or will UST just dominate?
It's going to be
the
really
base?
difficult. However, here comes the engage coming on to James Meister. However, the counter engage with that taunt is going in.
Yes, look at this. McRory gonna go in. Actually misses the ultimate as the goalpost from Jace Meister is there. The 2v1 with a slap fight from the tanks onto the carry of UST. Not enough to kill him. The shield is so much there as Neil will be forced to back away. There's the shield, the Stand United, and the Crucible actually activated from Schnitzel just to catch out Jace Meister from that Ice Tube. And look at this, Kiddo will be slowed down by Schnitzel. They're gonna try to re-engage. What can they do? The Super Mega Death Rock can even kill Raze there. He was so low in HP, and Jace Meister gonna go in. They're gonna get the kill onto Neil. It's a 3-for-nothing trade. Can Kiddo get the executes?
Ooh.
No! The rocket from the face! Onto the face rather.
And
From
that's
the
game.
beach. And that's game as UST gives himself a very convincing 1 point against FEU. So it really looked like early on.
Yeah, UST was just able to keep that snowball, the advantage they got in the
Yeah.
early game, just maintain it throughout the mid game and take the victory from there. FEU, they did have a pretty good showing. However, Kiddo was just so far behind, not getting the resources he wanted. He wasn't able to do the damage during the team fights. Like, even though he had the perfect positioning during the team fights, he had no items. He had no items to do the damage. And he
Yeah.
was just a sitting duck throughout the game. 176 as his score as we take a look at the scoreboard. And I really have to there's not really one particular person on that UST side to give like the MVP award to. Like, all of the UST players played really well, did their role really well. Actually, Zykin for sure with those Stand United ults
Yeah.
had a really insane game.
Like-
So many saves right there.
Yeah, he slapped Kiddo in the face and
Yeah.
said, "Nope, you're not gonna get any kills with
Probably
my
should have
shields."
used Surgeon Shen, you know.
Yeah.
Maintain that doctor,
The doctorate.
the doctor role.
Save a life. How to save a life with the Dr. Shen. So guys, that was game 1 in the LCL playoffs. This was a match between UST and FEU. UST with a very dominant late game play there. But early game, it was in the hands of FEU for a little bit. But still, UST, rather early game, it was a little bit back and forth. And
Yeah.
UST just solidified in the late game because Kiddo was not able to out-carry in terms of the items onto Mafij. And then Kiddo was always getting the brunt of the crowd controls of the tanky members of UST. And that just hindered him from carrying the game. Yes, Coheed was dealing as much damage as he can, but then you'd still want your secondary carry to deal damage in the clashes.
Yeah,
Right.
and even then, in the late game, Kohi wasn't even doing that much damage as well. However,
Yeah.
let's move on as
We're gonna go into the second match. That is
UST versus OLFU.
So OLFU now stepping up against UST. UST did give themselves a pretty nice momentum into their second game. So guys, we just like to remind you again, we're gonna give away game 3. So we're gonna copy Shinbu. These skins right here, that is the Academy skins. All of them, guys, game 3 again. So we will be back after a very short break. I am, of course, Bad Boy Asarai with an I, and alongside here with me is...
And I'm classmate Neep.
We're gonna change
I
that.
need to get a new name.
Yeah.
During the break, I'll be thinking of a new name, guys.
Alright, so this has been game 1 of the All Collegiate League playoffs. We'll be right back.
Want more from your prepaid promo? Introducing the new Smart Prepaid Only Call and Text 30 Plus. The best daily Only Call and Text offer, now loaded with more surfing than ever. Para more viewing, more sharing, and more searching. Only 30 pesos. Dial *121# now. Internet for all my fun.
Guys, may 300 MB tayo. Dami pang Facebook at Instagram.
Email and videos. Stock up on data with Smart Big Bytes from the country's most advanced network. May apps and sites up to 300 MB. 50 pesos lang for 3 days.
Hey guys!
May free YouTube pa and more. That's a lot of bytes of internet for all. Text Big 50 to 9999. Smart. Live more.
Looks like the Junan Nation person, but he will try to zone out Wara. Itong screen na ito, and he will be the first one to fall. Actually, no, more people here. That's Lasagna is being laid out. Even the gravity field killing spree na si Kenjiu. And the lasers just hurt so much. Double kill na. And that'll be a triple kill as well.
Oh, hindi ko alam. Pero initiator, a full front! That's a full front combo followed up by the slicing measure of the Punis there. The Tatanist is also there para sa side ng University of the East. Now na pinuhos na ito ng Xavier University. 90k. Para sa ating goal. Oh my God! Ito na! Initiator na! They are on to the honey. Pinagsak. Major Maelstrom at the members of Indicator Esports Club. Reynera with the racket. Ito na rin. Si Rice taking on. Having a triple kill. Going for the carries. One-on-one sila ni Reynera. But Foreman is gonna be... Oh! Oh my God! Oh! Oh my God!
And we are back. Again, this is the Law Collegiate League playoffs, and I am Bad Boy Asarai with an I, and alongside here with me is...
And I am Cool Kid Neep with an I, so back with a new, better
with
name.
an I. It's a one, man.
With a one for an I.
There you go.
There we go. There we go. Cool
Nice. All right, so we are now back for Game 2. That will be UST versus, or rather, University of Santo Tomas versus Our Lady of Fatima University. All right, guys. Again, we would like to remind you that we will be giving away the Academy skins. That is the Echo, Vladimir, Ari, and the Darius at Game 3. So be prepared for that as we go in to the band pick phase between these two teams. That is, again, University of Santo Tomas versus Our Lady of Fatima University.
Yeah,
so UST going into the game really strong.
They've got that momentum from game one with that pretty solid victory. So let's see if UST decides to go for a very similar strategy or if they're going to mix it up. And the bans this time around are completely different for UST. Morgana being banned, Fizz being banned as well. However, on the other hand, Riven is banned.
Yeah, again, I think
Taken away from Zyken.
Yeah,
they really
'cause-
don't want to give Zyken that Riven.
Yeah, because Zyken last week was really, really annoying with that Riven in the top lane. Like, he has been doing... He's been playing around with, I think, was it the Shen that he was going against in the top lane?
And Diana is actually
Yeah.
banned from James Meister, so
So, yeah, so the stronger picks of UST are off the table. So hopefully, we might see the Juggernauts come into fruition.
ooh, Skarner's open. I have a feeling Raze is gonna pick that Skarner right now. Let's see if he does decide to do that.
Oh!
And there we have it.
The predictions are
5.16
real.
Skarner. However, in this patch, Skarner has been nerfed. He has been hotfixed, so his movement speed has been reduced from 345 to 335. And his Crystal Spire passive does not proc whenever you land your auto attack after landing your E.
The Fracture.
The Fracture, yeah. So
5.16?
yes, no, the hotfix for 5.16.
okay,
so
okay.
not as strong as he was a couple weeks ago, but still a very strong pick. And Potu CXG responds with a very strong pick of their own,
Yeah,
taking
'cause-
that Elise.
Yeah, because even though in the 5.16...
Ooh, Gangplank.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about first Elise. So even though Elise, in terms of her human Q, the human form Q, the neurotoxin, did get nerfed in terms of the damage, she's still a very strong jungler just because that cocoon, I think 1.3 seconds, 1.6.
Yeah, it's really long.
Yeah, it's still very long in terms of like early game pickoffs. It will allow you to either force a flash or get a kill. But nope, never mind, because they're gonna cover over the Echo. I mean, come on, this
Yeah.
is like,
But Echo in his
Yeah.
own right is a really strong jungler right now. Like,
yeah.
Echo, Elise are probably the top junglers in the current meta right now. And with this Gangplank top lane, really early pick coming in for the top lane, they don't want to give it to Zyken. Zyken didn't play Gangplank when it was open last game. However, it looks like Jobim has something up his sleeve with this Gangplank. Just does so much damage.
Yeah, because even though Gangplank may fall behind, his parlay does give him a little bit of chance to get back in terms of the gold, as well as his, I don't know, it's like insane wave clear when you get the stronger barrels and then just be able to pop all of his minions, get a lot of gold back. It's really strong.
Yeah, we do see that Mephige is going for that Corki once again, going for his comfort 80 carry pick, and Nautilus has been locked in for the UST side as well, so this could be flexed for the top lane or for the support role. Both are fairly good. We have seen a lot of this in the meta. However, top Nautilus, I feel like, isn't as strong as he was back in 5.15 just due to the
Nerfs.
Yeah.
There's a Riptide.
just due to the nerfs and just due to the new champions that have just
Oh, yeah.
sprung up in the top lane meta
So
right now.
probably you can see this more in the bottom lane, because I can see the synergy between the Nautilus and the
Yeah,
Corki.
very strong lane,
Yeah,
lots
similar
of damage.
similar to what the Alistar Corki was in game 1 when UST when
Taking him
Mephige was Schnitzel was doing, or rather no, it was Jana, never mind. But still, it's similar to the composition when it's
Yeah.
an Alistar Corki. There you go.
And we do
Huh.
see that
The
OLFU going for the Jinx and the Alistar, same bot lane that the FEO team last game ran.
Yeah.
The Alistar and that Jinx. It's a fairly good bot lane. You have so much CC. You've got the Flame Chompers, you've got that Headbutt Pulverize combo. So lots of CC, lots of time for you to lane, and it's a very safe lane as well. Lots of ways to disengage from a bad
Yes.
gank.
But I don't know, like this. I don't know if it's gonna be like a jinx game. Like, you know, when they go for the jinx, you actually jinx your game. Get it?
Yeah.
Because like FEU lost.
3
game-
out of 10.
Yeah.
3 out of 10.
Still, it was a nice try from me. All right, so so FEU did lose game 1. I'm sorry, guys. I am forcing the puns right now because I wasn't able to pun anything game 1. All right, so looks like it's gonna be a hover over the Renekton. Nice. So we might see a sibling of Noxus in the top lane. Renekton right now
He's
with,
actually really good right now.
yeah,
Like,
with
we
the
haven't seen it.
new items.
Yeah, the Titanic Hydra with Renekton is really good. And he counters a lot of the top laners in the current meta, so I just feel like he has a really good place in the meta right now. We should be seeing a lot of Renekton in the upcoming weeks as we start approaching Worlds. And the Lulu as the mid laner as well, so
So
very, I really like the pick and ban coming in from
UST.
UST. They've got new champions. We haven't seen that Skarner in a while. Well, it's our first time seeing the Skarner. We have that Renekton top, also a really unorthodox pick based on what we've seen in the past. So,
Yes.
and it's just a really well-rounded comp right now. So I really like it. They have that Whimsy from the Lulu to help facilitate the Skarner
Yes.
getting the ultimate, getting that drag. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how this works
Yes.
out. And
The Impale. There
yeah,
you
the
go.
Impale.
Yes, yes, yes.
And is that gonna be a Gangplank mid?
Oh, I think that could be a Gangplank mid because...
I guess it is.
Wait, we have to see. Oh yeah, so it's going to be a top lane rumble for Jobim. And he is walking into the 5.16 patch with the equalizer's cooldown on a higher
Yeah.
cooldown. So that means that his equalizer plays will be a bit delayed, or rather like when he uses it, he'll be a bit delayed afterwards.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Very interesting. So UST,
yeah,
they're
okay, so-
going for a similar type of team comp they ran against FEU. They have a really strong pick-oriented team comp with the
Yes.
Nautilus Dredgeline and with the Nautilus Riptide, as well as the Skarner with that
Fracture
tail.
stun?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the Fracture as well.
Yeah. Honestly, I think they were doing a flex pick with the flexi pick with the top lane Gangplank because UST went in for that Renekton, because Renekton, in my opinion, early game can actually out harass the
Yeah,
Gangplank.
definitely.
So they want to put him in the mid lane where at least he can get himself a little bit more farm than when Renekton would just push him out of the lane, not get him any farm, any gold from the parlay. At least we could say that the Rumble can duel well with the Renekton, with the Scrap Shield, with the slows, and the Flame Spitter. So I think Allfu just did the flexi pick with the
Yeah, really smart flex
with
pick
the Gangplank here.
And Gangplank mid against a Lulu is going to be really interesting. I feel like Lulu might have a hard time in lane. Like, Lulu can be a bully at times, however, I feel like her bullying potential won't be enough to stop the Gangplank from just farming up, especially if Gangplank decides to go for that Flask and 3 potions that are just so much sustain, especially with those oranges.
Yeah.
He can just sustain the poke damage coming from Lulu and just freely farm up. Farm for that Triforce, farm from that Infinity Edge, lots of damage.
Yes, and also, yeah, like you said, the oranges makes him K against the stun of the Skarner and the polymorph of that Lulu. So bottom lane wise, like there's the engage coming in from both of the supports. But in terms of the early game damage output, will it still be going into the favor of the Corki?
Definitely. Corki, like we
Yes.
saw in the early game, remember when the Corki against FU went in all in on Kiddo on Jinx, and with that Sheen just obliterated Kiddo right there. I feel like this is going to be very similar to what we saw last game, especially with the Nautilus as the support. Lots more damage compared to what a Janna can provide, with just so much damage on the Nautilus actually.
Yeah, so as that devastating blow working to give you that one root that can allow you to have 1 second more damage onto that opponent AD carry,
Yeah.
or put him in range of your Phosphorus Bomb, because you know they might be able to flash away from it. At least you get your combo a little bit more easy with that devastating blow from the Nautilus passive.
So the thing with the OLFU comp is that they've got a very specific timing attack on when they're like absolutely super strong compared to the
UST side?
UST side. So that's when the Rumble is able to complete that Leandries and complete that Hourglass, and when the Gangplank is able to complete that Triforce and complete that Infinity Edge. At that moment, Potu just needs to completely capitalize, force fights, force objectives, and just win the game from there, really, as they actually do have a better late game comp as well, as Renekton tends to fall off come late game, Corki as well, and Lulu's just a utility bot come late game. So they have a specific spike. For OLFU to win the game, they just try to survive in that early game. Maybe perhaps get a lucky gank. Maybe perhaps some like pray for a snowball. But if all of that fails, you wait for your spike. When you get that spike, you force the objectives and you just snowball the game from that moment. So roughly the 21-minute mark is where we'll see OLFU really start to shine. Meanwhile,
For
UST just needs
yes.
to do the same thing. They just need to do the same thing they did last game. Get the early advantage, snowball it from there, and try not to bring it too late into the game. And just deny the carries.
Yes.
And in this case, the
Yes.
gangplank.
Yeah, OLF, you really need to weather the storm, rather engage the storm,
Yes.
initiate it, and never let OLFU get into that safe spot or good spot that the late game will be. You know,
Yeah, taking a look at the skins, it is tied. Actually, UST going for that skin advantage, 3-2. So,
yeah,
and they have pretty nice skins as well. The Blood Fury Renekton, Battlecast Alpha Skarner, and the Pool Party Lulu.
yeah, legendary
Yeah.
skin with the Skarner there. Actually, I don't know. This is probably my least favorite Skarner skin.
Yeah,
'cause
I don't know. It just
looks-
deviates too much from the original Skarner look.
Yeah, it
Like-
looks really clunky.
Yeah, I really like the the new Shurima kind of theme.
Guardian of the Sand
Yeah,
Skarner.
that one. I really like
Yeah.
that Skarner skin. Looks really nice, and I really like how the spires look.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Really looks good to capture.
Yes.
All right, guys. Before we get into the second game, or game 2 between UST and OLFU, we do like to remind you again that we are giving away Academy skins at Game 3. Look at that in the background. Hindi na nakikita yung Ari sa likod ko. But, of course, again, that is the Echo, the Vladimir, the Ari, and the Darius. All up for grabs in Game 3. Structure-wise of the playoffs, I think we're just going to get back to that after the game
Yeah. But it-
has ended.
It is a round robin, so
Yes, so very easy lang naman. Round robin. Round robin.
round robin.
I'm sorry for that. Round robin. Whoever gets themselves 3 points will go into the finals, except if there is a tiebreaker.
Yes.
Which, of course, we are going to have ourselves a best of 2 match, and then whoever wins that will get into the finals and will go against the winner of Sunday's group.
Yeah.
Yes. And the finals schedule, I think, is on the last week of September.
Yes.
Yes.
Right before Worlds.
Yeah, of course. Because we don't want any schedule clashing,
Yeah. I
especially
believe
when it's Worlds.
all the players and the casters themselves just really want to watch Worlds.
That is
Despite
true.
like enjoying the cast of the LCL.
Yeah, viewing party,
Worlds is
man.
Worlds.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
So we are
man.
now into game. So let's see how well. Let's see if USD can keep up their winning spree and secure their spot into the finals. If they win this game, then I believe they will.
Get themselves 3
Yeah,
points if
they will
they
get
get to
themselves
wins.
3 points.
Yes. All right, guys. Welcome to the Summoner's Rift. This is Game 2 in the LoL Collegiate League playoffs. In the blue side, we have UST in the top lane. It's going to be Zycan with the Renekton. In the jungle, it's going to be Raze with that Skarner. In the mid lane, it's going to be James Meister with the Lulu. And in the bottom lane duo, we have Nafij on the Corki ADR, and Schnitzel will be his support Nautilus.
Yeah, and on the red side, we will be having OLFU. In the top lane, we will be having Jobim playing the Rumble. In the jungle, we will be having Pao on the Echo. In the mid lane, we will be having Dom with the Gangplank. And for that bot lane duo, you'll be having Sky and Wura on that Jinx Alistair combo.
Yes. All right, we are just, of course, in the pause of the game. Just gonna wait for these players to reconnect. But looking into the early game pickoffs, like level 1 initiations, who do you think has the better composition or better damage
In
output?
terms of level 1, I definitely have to give it to UST. They have so much CC. I believe, yeah, so 4 out of 5 of their members have CC of some form, while the Corki does have really high damage with that Phosphorus Bomb. So Renekton can get that stun with his W. Skarner, if he gets his Fractal, the E ability, he can go for the stun as well. Just lots of CC on that UST side. However, based on how they play, I don't think they'll be going for any risky invade of some sort. Just looking to go
Yes,
for the standard
yes.
ban.
Also, I think like when you're gonna go for a Skarner jungle, you'd want to go for the Crystalline Slash rather than the
Yeah, because
the
that
Fracture.
really messes up with your clear speed.
Yeah, that is true. All right. So for all of you side, you did say that they have an easier time when the late game does come for them, since their champions are, well, late game beasts. Compared to UST, who only can use Mafij in the late game somewhat, but then Renekton does fall off, and then of course the Lulu is more of a support
Yeah.
mid laner rather than a carry mid laner.
And Dom's just gonna do so much damage in the late game. I'm actually really excited to see
Yeah.
what he can pull with
Because like
that gangplank.
I have
right there.
seen a lot of games with the gangplank barrels in clashes wherein it just rips apart
Yeah.
every opponent's HP, and then they just said, "What the hell
You
happened?"
combine that with that cannon barrage, and you've got yourself a dead team.
Yeah, actually, like I don't know if this is what other Gangplank players do, but my first upgrade with the Silver Serpents on the Cannon Barrage is the Death's Daughter. That's the one with the true damage and the big cannonball falling in the middle of the
Oh,
Cannon
okay.
Barrage.
I feel like that upgrade as well as the Raise Morale upgrade are probably the better upgrades to get on the Gangplank right now.
Compared to the one that has the faster.
The one that adds the extra wave in much faster. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, oh yeah, because like the morale does allow you to allow your teammates.
Especially in the team fights where you've
Yeah.
got a really huge explosive 5v5 fight, that Raise Morale can just be a really game-winning. While you don't really feel the effects of the buff, it's just really strong. This is actually really one of the biggest reasons why I really like Tarek's support. Is
Yeah.
that he does so many things behind the scenes that you don't really realize, like how effective he is, how many bonus stats he gives you with that Shatter and with the Radiance.
Oh, the ultimate, yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure that gives you AD and AP when he activates it.
Yeah, and you also have that bonus armor and the armor shred, which is, I don't know, I just really like Tarek. I just felt like sharing.
Yeah, I know you want to be. Wait, fabulous, glamorous, God, outrageous.
Truly outrageous.
How did I go from fabulous and glamorous? Or from
Wow, it's actually Potu being the ones invading right now.
yeah. Now Raze will be seeing the brunt of the members of OLFU, or rather Potu, as they are getting bullied out of their own jungle. Glitterlance does come out from James Meister with that very nice aquatic animation from the Pool Party Lulu.
Yeah, really cool skin. I really like that recall animation. So P.
Yeah, it's a party with that animation there. All right, so right now Potu have the information that they need to check out where the Skarner is, because before the rework, Skarner's ganks weren't as potent because he didn't have the stun with the fracture. Now level 3, he can do it with the movement speed boost and that fracture as well. You know, just allowing them
Ooh, lane swap.
to either force flashes or get the kill. But yeah, lane swap right now coming in from OLFU.
I don't really agree with this lane swap too much. Like, Rumble's actually really good in the lane swap. However, at the same time, Renekton is also a really good lane swapping champion. I'm not sure what OLFU is trying to gain from this lane swap, as the Alistar Jinx lane is a fairly safe lane itself. I guess they're trying to capitalize on the fact that OLFU just has so much coordination compared to the other teams. Like, these guys can compete against the other challenger teams in the series, so they want to capitalize on their advanced communication, and Zykin getting bullied out of his jungle right there.
Yeah, I think the reason why they initiated the lane swap, it's just a possible thing. OLFU might go for a 4-man split push in the top lane, just get themselves an early top tier 1, and then go back to the original lanes.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility, and I believe Schnitzel is doing the right thing right here, rotating towards the top side as well, as if they are threatening for the 4v0, you send your support top lane, as it's now a 2v4 and makes it much difficult for them to tower dive and take that turret, and Wora's just being such a
will he
bully
get the
right
steal?
now. Wow!
Wow, he gets the steal right now as Raze is gonna take a lot of damage from these two members of OLFU. Will he go down? There's the zap, will force him to flash away, and wow, what a steal there from Wura.
The entire first 3 minutes of the game, World's just messing with Zykin, and then now he takes that blue buff, messes with Raze, and this Alistar, man. That's all I have to say.
This Alistar, will he open up the top lane with that play as It looks like they want to go for the 4-man push as Jobim is still here in the top lane and not going into the bottom lane. But looking into the bottom lane itself, Mafij is freezing the lane.
Yeah, I feel like he could have done a better job of maintaining that wave balance in the bot lane. He should have attempted to go for the freeze in that bot lane rather than just slow pushing it towards the other side, as this gives Rumble lots of CS to farm up, and they did back away from that 4v0 as they did spot Schnitzel in that top lane. So, like, if you ever encounter a 4v0 situation when you're playing your solo queue game, just send your support top. That usually stops it 90% of the time.
Yeah, that high success, or rather high counterplay
Ow.
chance. Yowza!
Does
Well-
Gangplank even have any crit right now? That was 200 damage.
I kind of like
Level 3.
we'll never know. Like I think before in the spectators mode you can check that out, but they kind of removed it. Ray's taking a lot of damage, and I think this will be the first blood of the game. Who will it go to? It will go to Dom in the mid lane with that Gangplank, so his items will get a bit faster for that Pirates captain.
So Ray's going a bit aggressive, trying to get his revenge from after losing his blue buff to Wura, and gets killed in that process right there.
Yeah, problem was he couldn't escape anymore because he was forced to flash earlier in the top lane. Ooh, nicely comboed.
nice combo.
They're gonna go in, and Zygon will take one turret hit. Probably will force him to play a bit more defensively. The
Yeah.
combo is still there from Wura as well as Sky.
Saiken has been doing a good job of taking the CS in this 2v2 lane. Currently almost 10 CS above this Rumble right now. And Rumble, not really the best bully against Corgi just due to how well Corgi can trade against him. However, here comes the trade, and ooh,
Yeah, there's the
this
overheat.
is his ease.
Will actually just force Jobim there to just, be a bit more defensive and just back off. He will chug one potion. He's gonna use that, what do you call that, a mace? And is it left hand?
I have no idea.
I think it's a mace. Like, Mordekaiser has a mace, so I think it's called a mace, or like a hand mace, or a haste. Never mind. Oh my gosh, that was so corny.
Yeah, 2 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna get.
I guess
I'm gonna get that 8 out of 10 from you.
I think that's why they call you Bad Boy Asarai, because your puns are so bad.
Ouch! Ouch!
Alright, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine, man. I get it. Alright, Mafij does take a bit of damage from that electric harpoon as well as the flame splitter. So the Corki is getting a little bit heated up as his machine will get countered out by the machine of that Rumble. So looking into the junglers themselves, look at this. He's gonna go in again with the flame splitter, actually
Ow.
forcing the Valkyrie out and flashing in as well. Jobim, will he get the kill? No, misses that electric harpoon. Mafij, nerves of steel, doesn't even use his
Yeah.
flash or heal.
And that's really good coming in for this ball lane. This means that Raze can go for that gank in that ball lane for free. And let's see if they do decide to capitalize on it.
Yes, the teleport is not up for these two top laners. In terms of the goal advantage, 500 in the hands of OLFU, just because coming in from, I think, the mid lane kill, as well as the ADR for OLFU, giving themselves a lot of gold. So, might see what happens in the next Dragon fight. Who will get the momentum of this game?
Yeah, definitely. And Mafij, once again, going for that Sheen. However, there's not really much you can trade in that bot lane. I feel like Raze hasn't had the greatest early game so far, despite being this Skarner who's been hyped up so much as being one of the best junglers right now.
Yeah.
He hasn't really had that much of a presence on the map. And meanwhile, here comes a Flash Pulverize.
Yes, and now they're gonna go in onto Zyken. Zyken doesn't have his ultimate yet. There's the stun from the parallel convergence. And now they're gonna try going onto Schnitzel. He will be forced to flash over the wall. Equalizer was used to slow him down quite a bit. That will open up OLFU to get this top tier 1.
Yeah, and that was a really great setup coming in from OLFU right there. I really liked how Pao placed his W perfectly, getting that stun onto Zyken and securing that kill. Zyken now 0-1-0. Meanwhile, we do see that Jinx has been able to get that early kill. This is what FU was not able to do in the last game. Now we do see
Yeah.
that Sky has that 1 kill, will be starting to snowball and will be a much bigger threat.
Early
than-
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, than Kiddo before. Because, again, UST was able to deny the kills onto that Jinx.
Yeah, so let's see how UST responds. As we were talking earlier in the Champion Select, how UST needs to make the plays in the early game. However, this time around, it looks like it's OLFU making the plays, and this shouldn't be happening coming in. This is actually a really bad news, really bad for UST all around, and I really don't know how they're going to come back from this, actually, as while there's only barely a 1k gold deficit, it puts a psychological kind of tilt in the enemy mind when you go 2-0 so early into the game, when you're supposed to be winning that early game.
Yeah. Also, I think I have to give it to the uncredited MVP in the early game for OLFU, which is Wura. His pulverized headbutt combos, coupled with the flame chompers and the ganks from Pau, were what allowed OLFU to actually open up the top lane.
Yeah, he's just been a bully throughout the game, especially in that early game where he stole that blue buff, shut down Zyken from taking the camp.
Yeah.
And now Zyken, he is 10 CS above Jobin right now and has picked up that pickaxe, so it looks like he will be going for the...
Early dragon take.
That is... Yeah, so he is going for that early PM, and here comes UST with the smart rotation, taking that dragon, knowing that Jobim had no teleport, and the Ultra Mega Death Rocket does not connect.
Yeah, as it hits Mafij straight into the face. And there was a dredge line onto, I think it was Wura, but there was not enough members to try and engage, and I think it would have been a bad engage since OLFU does have the item advantage as of this point. Oh, look at that, some fancy footwork from Pau. Will phase dive in the out of the wall and then just go back into the face of the blue sentinel there.
Yeah, so a little bit of a lull in the game as the first dragon has been taken down. No big items being completed on the map just so far. So we do see that Sky does have that BF sword. However, no IE yet, and that isn't that big of a power spike when you look at Corki with that Sheen.
Yeah, because game one we didn't see how powerful it is when you hit that Gatling gun, that Phosphorus bomb, and then the auto attacks with the Sheen proc. Just so much damage against the opposing ADR.
Yeah, definitely. And here comes a gank in that mid lane. Here comes Pau. Managed to land that stun. Here comes the Cannon Barrage.
Cannon Barrage. And badly timed headbutt from Wura will not connect right now for his teammates in terms to get the kill.
And that's why I hate the new Alistar change. It messes you up so badly. Like, that right there is like why all Alistar mains hate the new Alistar change. It just trips you up. That 400, it's like 400 units of speed just
gone.
Yeah, gone. Makes the timing on the headbutt pulverize completely different, and that could have been this could have been a different story if that actually connected. And now we do see that a counter engage might be happening once this pause gets unpaused.
Yeah, Pau does have the chrono break to be able to get away from that sticky situation. Actually, no, when he actually chrono breaks in, he's gonna be still in range of the members of UST, but Raze is pretty low. Does have the Cinder Hulk upgrade on his item, though not the tankiest jungler there is, so he might go down when Sky opts to hit him in the face with a bit of rockets or bullets if he so much desires.
Yeah, looking at this from a spectator's point of view, the correct play would probably just be to back out and just disengage from the fight, as not much was burnt and not much was lost. However, like going from a player perspective, I have a feeling Zyken's gonna try to double dash into Sky, get like CC'd and like die. I don't know. I have a feeling that's gonna happen. I don't know why. He does have flash available, maybe, and we do see Schnitzel in the backline. But I have a feeling someone from the UST side is gonna die from overcommitting. Maybe Raze. Who knows?
It happens when you overcommit. You die.
Yeah.
Inside or outside? I don't know.
Probably both.
Who goats? All right. So we do see. Looks like the teams are starting to reconnect yet again. In terms of the goal advantage, OLFU with only 1,000 in their pocket, but that's so to say that OLFU's composition is late game, and UST, we were talking about how they were going to be the aggressors, but it didn't work out, and
UST with the smart play, deciding to back out.
yes.
Great job. Slow clap. Slow clap.
So it looks like OLFU, with their itemizations was, I think the momentum of that early game skirmish might try to get themselves the mid-tier 1. Oh, Pao actually takes one turret hit. Parallel Convergence will only connect to Raze, but it's only the slow, as in the bottom lane, a 13 CS advantage already for Mafij against Sky. Granted though, the Sky does have that one kill, so in terms of gold, it's almost the same.
Yeah, so this is alright, I guess, coming from UST. However, they do need to be careful as it's OLFU that's really dictating the flow of this game right now. They're just really responding to whatever OLFU is doing, and that's not what they should be doing. It really should be UST going for the picks, looking to make the plays, and this really falls onto Raze and the jungler, as the Skarner hasn't been effective the entire game. I haven't seen anything nice out of him, and Jobin with the sneaky play.
Yeah, they're gonna go in on the James Meister. No stun will come up, but that time winder will actually slow down James Meister. He'll be forced to flash, or rather Chrono Break away. Oh, will they get the kill onto Jobim? No, the turret hit will not follow through, as that one trade might open up the mid lane now.
Too
Never
much
mind.
wave clear, too much wave
Too much wave clear, never mind.
However, Dragon is still quite a far. I believe Dragon's up in 2.5 minutes, so
Yes.
that probably is the next objective to be setting up for. I believe Zyken will be starting to put pressure in that top lane and try to take that turret. However, he does not have teleport available, so it may be difficult for him to do so.
Yes. Smart play though as well, coming in from Jobing, just playing around the vision of UST and then getting a pick onto James Meister with the help from Pao.
Yeah, definitely right there. Really smart play, and I really like that cheeky play, just hiding in that bush. Like, I think he was there for quite a bit.
Oh, Sky gets stopped in terms of the recall. So Mafij knows what's up.
However, Sky just walking away, so...
Yeah. Still though, you do stop him from recalling, getting any items in terms of the objective, but Dragon is still quite a bit far away. I think that's just going to be Mafij getting a bit more CS.
Yeah, definitely, and Pao's just putting pressure on the map. Really slow-paced game compared to the other games, game we've had tonight. I guess it doesn't really matter, as OLFU is in no rush once again to end this game. They do have a specific timing on when they're really strong, but they're just content with farming up. They don't need to do anything really. As long as they don't concede too much objectives, they will win this game.
Yes. So, looking into the gold advantage, it is slowly stabilizing for UST. Granted though that there is not a lot of gold advantage that OLFU had to work with, but they do have that 3 kill advantage in terms of UST. Triforce still not yet completed for Dom, but is he almost there? Almost there, yeah. I think 100 more gold will be enough for him to buy that Trinity Force. Probably almost in time for Dragon.
Yeah, Dragon is up in a minute, and let's take a look at the vision control coming in from both sides of the map. We do see UST, once again, this is reflecting on how reactive UST has been throughout the game. They only have the defensive wards. They haven't been making the aggressive picks. However, they are attempting to make one in the top side of the map, as here we go.
Oh, there's the Impale onto Jobim. Here's a parallel convergence from Pao. Will only get a stun onto Schnitzel, and that will be not enough to save the Rumble in the top lane, as Jobim will be forced to flash away. Nicely done Dredgeline by Schnitzel, but there will be no follow-up, as Jobim still has his Chrono Break available. Cannon Barrage will save, or rather will just add to the annoyance that will counter out the would have been possible dive coming in from UST.
Yeah, and that was a really great patient play coming in from the top lane. However, it looks like UST wants more in that top lane, as they are now pushing onto that turret. And we do see that Pao is doing his best to try to defend it. However, he will be forced to back away. So a turret now taken for UST, putting the gold advantage actually in their favor. And Dragon is up, so next objective will definitely be the dragon for both teams as they start to make their way towards this dragon once they finish their recalls and buy their items.
Sorry, just checking. What advantage did he get? Nothing yet though. This is 70 minutes into the mark for your first Silver Serpent upgrade onto the Cannon Barrage. And actually, look at this. All of you weren't able to trade objectives. Like, the top lane did go down because UST pushed it in, and all of you weren't there, or rather weren't able to reposition and get themselves the first dragon of the game, if ever possible, a while ago.
Lots of wards going down at that dragon pit. 4 wards in the same area, and here comes War. Let's see what he can do, and here comes engaged by OLFU.
Yes, and now it's just going to be a cleanup potential here from OLFU. Look at that Flame Spitter just roasting up the members of UST. Here comes Sky in the backline, just chugging out all of those rockets in his hands. Oh my gosh, look at the damage, and Raze will be forced to flash away, but UST did get themselves that first, or rather second dragon of the game. Equalizer slows down more the members of UST, but they're just so far out in range that all of you only get one kill onto Mafij and possibly the mid-tier one.
Yeah, so Zykin was able to steal that dragon away. I believe Raze managed to smite a bit too early, leaving it at 50 HP. However, Zykin was there to clean it up, and that fight was very split up. Like, ults were going off in different locations. Everyone was focusing their different targets, and as a result, I believe only one person died during that fight.
Yeah,
one,
Mafij.
yeah, 1 for 0. So not the greatest result. However, OLFU was able to take that turret, and UST was able to take that dragon. So somewhat of an even trade.
Yeah. Looks like UST want to get themselves this mid-tier 1. Granted, it's very low in terms of HP. With that Corki, it's going to go down even faster. It goes down right now. And look at this. The goal is now equal for these two teams.
Yeah, really close game actually, despite the kill advantage coming in from OLFU. And now I guess we wait as we have now entered the mid game, where what OLFU really just wants to do is try to take the outer turrets that are remaining, so in particular that bot lane turret, and just farm up for their 2-item power spike. That's where it's at really. That's where OLFU can just shine. Meanwhile, UST, they just need to focus on maintaining objective control. They just need to focus on getting the correct picks, getting smart team fights, I guess.
Yes.
And just choosing their fights wisely, as it's definitely not the end of the world for UST, and they can definitely come and win this game.
True that, especially not having any gold advantage for OLFU's side. But again, like you've said, they still have to be very careful since OLFU are starting to get themselves that late game itemizations. For Dom, he has finished his 24s. As for Sky, he does have an Infinity Edge against Mafij's Triforce. I think game 1, it was Sky not even finishing the Infinity Edge with Mafij having a Triforce and a Blade of the Ruined King in his hands already.
Yeah, definitely. And what's interesting to point out is that Dom is actually opting to go for a more earlier power spike build, opting to go for either a static Shiv or a Yonmu's Ghostblade. So it will be interesting to see what he decides to buy.
Wow.
Ooh, the denial.
The deny. Nope. Coming in from James Meister with that auto attack onto the barrel, or the powder keg rather. Looks like they're gonna go in onto Sky right there. Just the Valkyrie in with a hello, hi rocket barrage to the face of Sky. Would have been a nice matchup to see the Firecracker Jinx against the Dragon Rider Corki. Is
Yeah.
it Dragon Rider? Yeah.
I'm not really sure what the skin is called.
Yeah, but
but
it's the
Chinese
skin.
New Year's.
Yeah,
skin.
Chinese New Year skins. Slow will only connect onto Raze, no stun coming in from Pau. Skarner right now only has the 1 kill participation. Granted that this is the only kill from UST, so the first gank from the Skarner was the first effective kill for UST.
Yeah, however, Raze hasn't been able to put that pressure compared to how much pressure Pao has been able to put up. Let's see if he becomes more effective towards this mid game where getting picks on the correct targets is vital. And here comes the pick attempt and does land that impale. And here comes.
Now here comes the 3-man gang onto Jobim. Can he survive? The damage is just too much from that Zyken. Oh, look at this Pow as well as Dom want to re-engage.
Ow.
There's the powder keg onto Zyken. He's gonna go down. Oh, nicely done. A knock-up from the Wura. Alistar there as Raze will try to run away. But here comes Shinisa with the re-engage. Where are the ADRs? They're still far from over or far away as Sky is first to the party. And it looks like it's going to be a 4v3 situation as Potu starts to clean up the members of USD. Run, baby, run. As only Mephiche is the only healthy person here. He tries to go in and soften up more the members of OLFU. But Sky is pretty healthy. He's gonna Valkyrie in. Will he get a triple kill? Oh my gosh, Dom will go down. But Sky will get himself the 1 kill. So that is a 2-for-4 exchange, I believe.
Yeah, and Zyken wants more. He is there for
will he
revenge.
survive? No. Prowler Convergence was not fast enough for the shield and the stun.
I believe that was a 3-for-3.
4-for-3.
4-for-3.
Yeah, because
so,
Zyken went
Oh,
down.
Zyken died as well. So
Yeah.
despite that really sketchy engage coming in from UST, they were able to turn it around with that really ballsy play coming in from Mephiche and with that teleport revenge kill coming from Zyken. So, but aside from that, I feel like this shows one of the biggest flaws of the USD comp right now is that they have to burn so much to gain so little. They used their ult, they used the Lulu ult, they used the Renekton ult, they used the Skarner ult just to kill Jobim. However, after all that was burnt, they just died. They had nothing else to do during the counter engage coming in from OLFU.
Yeah, because when OLFU engaged, they still had everything in their arsenal to get the re-engage on UST. Granted though, the Dragon is now up and UST are first to the party, but OLFU saying themselves, we are the beasts of this game, we're just gonna push you out with our golden Alistar.
Yeah, and I don't know, that skin, not as good as Black Alistar.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks
Oh,
like...
you don't like Black Alistar?
Alright, never mind.
hold that thought. Here comes the
Impale is
team
on the
fight.
Sky. That is the target
Wow.
that they wanted to get. But Mephiche is now running for his life as well. Look at this. There's just a brunt of tanks in the front of the dragon side of the river, or the river side of the dragon, and they're gonna try to re-engage. That is a 4-for-0.
How did that happen?
Can we get a replay onto that? Wow.
Wow. Right when we thought that OLFU had the game, USC just turns it around with that really clean and decisive sweep right there. 4-for-0, and this is now a Baron coming in from USD. I don't think there's anyone to stop this.
Yeah.
Pao is still up. Let's see if he can go for that.
Yeah.
The swag steal.
Yeah, can he get the swag steal? But Schnitzel is here with a devastating blow with that Dredge Line and the Riptide to stop at all cost this Echo. Oh, he wants to go in. He is. Oh, the Polymorph stops him. Will it be enough? He's gonna.
Ooh.
Almost.
Denied.
He tried to dash in, but he got denied.
And with that 5-for-0 Baron buff on UST, 3k gold lead, and Potu's in trouble.
Yeah.
That was actually really good timing. Right before they got their double power spike item, their double item power spike rather.
Yeah, so it counters a little bit the damage output that
Yeah.
OLFU would have had.
And at this point, it doesn't really matter as UST is actually really far ahead now, and it won't really matter once OLFU gets their items.
Yeah, I think in that clash, I would have given it to Raze because he got the impale on the best target that he could have put it on. That was Sky, and Sky was, I think, out of commission for the first time in all of this game. Like any skirmish, when Sky was there, he wouldn't die, but now he died at the very beginning, and then all of you were disoriented.
Yeah, and I feel like taking a look, like reflecting back on that UST fight, they really took the collapse in. Like, that's really how you should be playing. Oh, wow, 865 damage.
That was painful to watch.
Yeah, and that's only 2 items.
Yeah, imagine if he gets 3. Oh, okay. So you see right now that UST get themselves the mid-tier 2 and that will boost up their goal advantage to the 5,000 mark.
Yep, and it looks like UST wants more, going for this top lane turret. However, they do need to be careful. They can be engaged on, and they might not be as lucky as they were last fight, where they got that pick onto Sky and just collapsed in onto everyone else.
Yeah, granted though, that Raze had to flash in and impale just to get the pick onto Sky because he was a little bit too far off.
And
Looks like
we
he
see
wants to
that
go
Raze
in now.
wants it.
Yeah, he wants to go in for it, but he will be stopped in the face with an Alistar. But look at this Schnitzel, very, very aggressive.
Ooh.
Gonna try to go in, but the Equalizer with the Cannon Barrage actually stops everyone from UST, and that actually softened up the members of UST that flambéed the members of them. Look at that, 50% HP and almost
Just
all
two
of them.
skills, 50% HP. Insane.
Yeah, looks like they want to re-engage. Nicely timed Glitter Lance will stop 3 or 4 members of Olfu from trying to re-engage there.
Yeah, and with that, I believe the Baron is starting to run out, if it has not yet run out. Nope, they still got roughly
No, it's
a
about to run
couple
out.
seconds, yeah. So not that much. So
Yeah.
with that Baron buff, they're only able to take 1 turret. So not the best use of Baron from the UST side. They weren't able to get that top lane turret with that really good equalizer in Cannon Barrage.
Yeah, I think they could have just put Zyken in the bottom lane. Granted, like one person with the Baron buff,
Yeah,
especially
he did have that teleport.
yeah, especially with the Renekton who can clear a wave really fast, would have probably put a lot of damage on the bot tier 3 or bot tier 2 rather. Forced all of you to split up a little bit and then teleport in top lane. Possibly gave themselves a more opening because all of you had 5 members in the top lane. So, and you saw there, Equalizer and Cannon Barrage disengage from UST.
Yeah, so it looks like UST is listening. They are going for that split push style with Zyken in that bot lane while the rest of the UST members in that mid lane. So the powder keg will not connect onto the Siege.
Yeah, but they're kind of respecting now the powder keg from Dom because the one time that it hit onto Mephiege goes down to 50% HP.
Yep. Good thing there was no follow-up on that, or else that would have been a really dead UST.
Yeah, and it looks like they want to push in this bottom tier too, but all of you saying to themselves, nope, we still have our Equalizer Cannon Barrage at our disposal. Will you contest us?
Yeah, what UST needs to be doing right now is they just need to focus on maintaining that vision control that they've already established and just play around the objectives right now. So maintaining that 4-1 split push that they've been doing throughout the game, while at the same time, like this would be the most ideal situation. You ward up bot side, you send 4 members of your team mid, and you keep Renekton in bot lane. So you put so much pressure in the mid lane that they're forced to burn maybe the Equalizer or something like that. Then you just disengage, rotate bottom and take the turret. That's what UST should be doing right now.
Yeah, because they can't engage when OLFU has everything in their kit to stop the engages.
Yeah, they have no hard engage on that OLFU side. The only hard engage is the flash pulverize headbutt combo coming in from Alistar.
Yeah, but it looks like OLFU, even though UST were actually first to set the wards for the dragon, is getting pushed away by OLFU.
Yeah, so that's due to UST having to recall and buy those items.
That damage onto Raze.
Yeah, Raze has a lot of armor, but that chunked him really hard.
Yeah, that armor.
Ooh, here comes a flank from Zyken right now.
Oh, will it be enough to get themselves a kill? As Wura here tries to do the Alistar, he tries to force away the other members of UST there. As look at that Zyken solo killing Sky with the combo that he has, especially with the Dominus activated.
Wow.
Oh my god, what was that? Dom will actually just turn around this fight with the barrels, with the powder kegs, and the look at that, the polymorphed Rumble there actually spits out the
denied.
fire. So the deny with the headbutt actually gives Dom so much there that wow, can we get a replay onto that?
So there was
that was
several
just-
things
wow,
that went
my
right
God,
for OLFU
wow. That was
during
so
that
good.
fight, and this chase is still on, as I feel like Schnitzel will die. So the biggest things were the choke point with the Cannon Barrage and Equalizer. So let's take a look. we do see that the
Oh my
barrel,
God,
the powder
wow.
keg. So this is after the initial fight, and that powder keg just chunks everyone so low, 1,000 damage right there. The E flash instantly bursting Corki, and then here comes just a sweep afterwards.
Yeah. Also,
I feel like Zyken should have just collapsed onto the Rumble rather than trying to kill the Alistair.
yeah. Also, I think like that keg changed the
Yeah, definitely.
the
Game,
tide.
team fight winning keg right there.
Yeah, like if they didn't get the keg, USD could have gotten that third dragon for themselves. Did they get the third? I think it was all of you. Yeah.
I believe USC actually got the dragon.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry.
Since
I didn't see
it was OLFU going for the re-engage at the blue buff choke point.
Okay, okay. So it was more of like if USD didn't get that power keg to the
Yeah.
face, they could have.
That's why vision is
Survive with
so
more members.
important, because they
Yes.
fought in that choke point not knowing where the members of the OLFU team was.
Yes, yes.
And before starting this Baron buff, I really think that UST should be going for that vision control right now, trying to ward up the jungle. As if we take a look at the UST vision, they have all the turrets down, like the second tier turrets, but they don't have the vision to supplement the turrets that they've taken down.
Yeah, so it's like a black map overall for these two teams. Actually, wait.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
black for both teams.
Yeah, it's only
Both teams just need to focus on warding before they even consider the Baron right now.
Yeah, because fighting in the darkness is not what you want. You want to see the lights.
Yes.
But UST right now wants to push in this mid lane. And oh, look at this! Zygen gets caught out. Flame Chompers will actually connect onto.
Ow.
Oh my God! The damage onto Sky is just that much. There's the depth charge gonna follow. Sky,
that
he's very low on
barrel.
HP. Nicely done. Look at this. There's the equalizer as well as the cannon barrage from these two teams. That choke point is just so real that the members of UST will just go back and say, "We've had enough. Let's take a little break." Wow.
And UST keeps on fighting in these choke points when they don't have the vision to, like, they need to just prioritize vision. Like, this applies to both teams. Whoever focuses on vision, whoever establishes vision control will probably win this game. And they haven't really done a good job of it right now.
Yes. And even though Sky almost died and he was actually out of the fight for that
He
one.
burned a lot for that though.
Yeah, he had to burn a lot for that one. The AoE ultimate from Jobim and Dom was just,
Yeah.
again, just shredding or chopping little bit one by one the HP. Because like UST was in, I think more than 50% in the duration of that AoE. So they had to just back off because they were in no position to fight because like you said, they don't have the vision. And of course you don't want to fight in when the opponents have that kind of advantage.
And I feel like the biggest thing with this AoE is it's really shredded. Like the biggest person that's being affected by all the AoE coming out, fighting in this choke points is James Meister. As because he's getting down so low, he has to use his utility spells on himself rather than his teammates, which is probably the biggest factor in why OLFU has been succeeding in these team fights, alongside the fact that they've landed the combos and have gotten those key barrels during those fights.
Yeah. Also, kind of lucky that the depth charge didn't have enough damage to kill Sky there. It was, I think he was like one auto attack away from dying.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Baron is still a possibility as that fight from earlier did allow UST to put some decent wards into the
Yeah, it's
the red
still
side
not
jungle
enough
of all
though.
of you.
And wow, I don't think OLFU has any wards on the map. They have two
Oh, sorry.
wards.
There you go.
Alright, yeah, OLFU has 2 wards on the map, so I feel like they could do a better job of establishing vision control, especially since they have 2 sight stones. Echo did decide to get that sight stone early on into the game. However, the map doesn't look like they have 2 sight stones.
Yes. Granted though that UST has 3 of the upgraded trinkets.
Yeah, so looking to put the wards on the map, however, not the best job at putting the wards down. You know?
Yeah. Alright, so we do see, look at that though, in the top lane, one Flame Spitter from Jobim actually shreds the HP of Zyken, especially Zyken only has the Mercury
Yeah,
Treads
he doesn't
for...
have that much MR.
Yeah, so the Void Staff, Leandri's Torment, so all the magic penetration as well as the HP burn that Jobin would like is there, and he has the safety of that Zonia's Hourglass.
Yeah, definitely. And if you look at the Olafute team comp, Rumble isn't really the highest priority.
Oh, looks like they
Target.
want to engage.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, there's the headbutt and pulverized combo as it does land onto Mefidge. Oh, Schnitzel here will get caught out. 4 members of all of you are hammering down on his face, but he's just that tanky that
But
he
the
will
base.
yeah, just that tanky that he will be able to Spider-Man away. And while that's happening, look at this. Jace Meister is split pushing the mid lane.
Yeah, so many skills were burnt in that bot lane for nothing. Meanwhile, UST gets 3 turret damage.
Oh, but look at this. Jace Meister getting caught out by Pau. The 1v1 against the Echo and the Lulu has begun, but Lulu looking to be the victor in the top, or the mid lane rather. Look at this. Raze is getting the fancy footwork against the members of OLFU there. Mefidge is actually just spamming out his Rocket Barrage as well as that Phosphorus Bomb. Will force away the members of OLFU because I think Zycan has been pressuring this top lane. They have to react fast or UST will give themselves a pretty slick advantage right now. As this bot tier 2 might go down, wave clear from OLFU is enough with the static shiv and the rockets from
Yeah.
Sky.
Definitely, and at this point in the game, despite on paper, OLFU having that stronger team fight and the late game, it hasn't looked like that. And
Ooh, wow, look at that. Raze with the pose. But look at this.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, the damage from Snitchel. Snitchel is real as the Alistar does the zoning potential yet again. Dom does get the kill there as in the top lane. Look at this. Jobin gonna go down to Zycan. So will it be the top tier 3 trade as OLFU, what can they do? They get the kills, but there's no objectives close enough for them to take except for this dragon here. But Mefidge and Jace Meister don't want them to recall. It is a 4v2 situation in the bottom lane, but will they risk it? Oh, look at this. It's very close right now. They want to engage onto Mefidge. Where's the headbutt pulverized combo? There is no slow from that rocket from Sky. He doesn't have the red buff. So, looks like OLFU will trade the top tier 3 and possibly the inhibitor to the dragon to OLFU.
however, it looks like USD is not giving up this dragon so easily. They are putting up a fight.
He doesn't get the steal, but he gets the kill. Onto Wura there. There's the chrono break, but so much HP onto Mefidge. Can Sky do anything? There's the Valkyrie in, but is it enough? Oh, he gets the kill onto Sky.
Ooh.
It actually flashes away, doesn't get stunned from the parallel convergence. So the fancy microing from that Corki is enough.
Yeah.
But while that is happening, Zycan has cracked open the base of OLFU.
Yeah,
There
this
is... Oh, sorry.
Corki- Yeah, go ahead. Actually, go ahead. But I just want to say that this Corki has been making the plays, making it count with those ballsy Valkyrie ins onto like every single time this Corki Valkyrie is in, Fidge goes in for that aggressive Valkyrie. He makes something out of it. He keeps on getting those double kills, and this time he got that double kill. Didn't get the dragon. However, this looks like it's going to be a Baron as a result of Echo being dead.
Yes, and Jobim is the only one here. He does have the equalizer, but will it be a steal? Schnitzel does see it. Oh, Dom is here, but he is setting up it. Oh, the damage only goes to Raze, but Raze actually tanky enough to survive that. Didn't think the Kegs did crit there. There's the Super Mega Death Rocket Fireworks Edition. Will not connect. A little bit too late there. And UST give themselves a 7,000 advantage with, I believe, the second Baron of the game?
Yeah, the second Baron, and with this Baron, UST now has several options that they can take in order to try to close out the game to their favor. They can either go for the inhibitor directly, or they can go develop the other lanes. Go for, like I said earlier, the 4 in the middle with the Renekton pushing bottom. However, it looks like we will be having a very interesting split in terms of rotations coming in for UST. The Renekton in that top lane trying to solo that inhibitor. Meanwhile, we will be having Corki in the bot lane. So 1-1-3 for this UST team. And it's not that bad actually. You get that bottom turret, you threaten the mid lane, and you also threaten the top lane.
Yeah, as well as all of the members of UST having the Baron buff. So their pushes even though Jace Meister's not the best tower killer because, well, Lulu doesn't deal that much damage to the tower, but the wave clear is there. The Baron buff will actually help her out.
Yeah, however, these waves are just being cleared so fast by that Gangplank and his powder keg. And
Yes,
they
but
did manage to get a turret somewhere. Oh,
the bottom tier.
okay, nice. They managed to get that bottom tier turret, and now they're maintaining that push. They have rotated towards that mid lane, while at the same time Corki is still in that bot lane pushing.
Look at that Flame Splitter, just putting so much damage onto Zyken. But Jobim, if he gets in range of Zyken, Zyken can actually kill him really quickly.
Ooh, but Zyken could get killed pretty quickly himself.
Yeah, but that inhibitor does go down as UST start shredding the HP, or rather the base of Olafue here.
Yeah, and it's gonna be really difficult for Olafue to come in. They haven't been getting the right team fights they want. Every time they try to go in for a team fight, Sky just gets picked off. They haven't been doing the greatest job of getting the pick. Alistar keeps going in for the hard engage. However, there is no follow-up on that engage. The Gangplank isn't doing... It's doing a lot of damage, but it's not doing consistent damage, and it's not doing enough damage to warrant Alistar going in for that flash headbutt pulverize, as he's leaving the Jinx so vulnerable. Jinx can't do anything as Renekton just gets in her face and she just dies or is forced to flash out.
Yes. And, well, Dragon was taken, Baron was taken, so now the only thing that UST can actually force is the turrets, and looks like they're putting a lot of their forces into this bottom side, granted that the top side is open, so all of you have to rotate a little bit farther to the top side compared to the mid side if it was being forced down by all of you, or by UST, but no, UST wanting to get the mid and the bot, getting a bit greedy. Can they get picked off from here by all of you? We'll see what happens.
This is just actually a really smart play coming in from UST. They're letting the top lane shove in, and once the top lane gets shoved in all the way to the base and someone has to go defend that, they can go for the more aggressive play. However, they're starting one now.
Yes, there's the Unbreakable Will coming in from Wura, but they were just actually disengaged. James Meister and Pau going at it again, and Pau will back off the second time. There's the Flash Dredge line coming in from the support of UST, but nothing will come out of that. Didn't have to burn any flashes from the side of all of you from that Dredge line Flash combo though.
Yeah, definitely, and
oh, look at this. They think they want to engage. Dom actually uses the Youmuu's Ghost Blade. That was a potential damage booster there for him. As, oh, there's the pick onto Memphis. He goes inside and goes down as Dom gets the kill. What a nice play there. Oh, here they go. Oh, if he tries to re-engage, the Equalizer does connect onto Zyken. He is getting slowed down as Pau will get the impale onto his face, but does still have that Chrono Break to get out pretty quickly. Dragon will be up in 30 seconds. And
however, they need to pay attention to their base. It is being taken down by the minions. I feel like they will lose the turret from this, despite actually they have enough time to go take that. So
yeah, so they'll be able to get themselves the dragon potentially, as Zykan does survive. He did take some damage from the Equalizer, but I don't know, that wasn't enough.
yeah, and a 1-for-0 trade in favor of Olafue. However, they will concede the third dragon of the game to UST, the sixth dragon of the game to UST. So both teams now on equal footing with the movement speed bonus.
Yeah, look at that Super Mega Death Rocket, not putting a lot of damage onto Schnitzel. It's pretty tanky right now.
However, the base has been exposed. 2 inhibitors down for the Olafue side, so they're playing on the back end of the foot.
Yeah, they're running on fumes right now. And honestly, I think that play that they got to pick onto Mephiage was really good, but if they got more picks, they could have stopped UST from stopping them more, and then probably trying to turtle a little bit, possibly get themselves a bit more of an opening, but then that one kill wasn't enough.
Yeah, definitely, and Gangplank is now going for a more... So both teams are starting to slowly complete their build. They are going for more of the utility safety items right now. And Olafue hasn't been showing their late game team fighting prowess just yet. It's been very split, very disorganized fights. While they were able to get the pick onto Mafij, the follow-up engage afterwards wasn't as great as it could have been. There's definitely a bit of bloodthirstiness and solo killing going in from that Olafy side when they just need to be sticking as a group.
Yeah, looks like they're going to go in again on just Jace Meister. Does Pau here have a vendetta against the mid lane of UST? He has been 1v1ing James Meister quite a bit as this game has been progressing. Top lane looks like it's about to... Top lane inhibitor looks like the inhibitor is about to respawn. And they get the pick onto Raze, but oh! They got the impale to Sky, but he does have that QSS to get away. Can UST finish this off here and now as Zycan in the top lane will start to slash away at that inhibitor.
Yeah, and let's see what Olaf you can do. Right now they're just trying their best to defend the waves. However, Pau has been caught.
There's the depth charge onto Pau, but he doesn't go down just yet. They're trying to get the pick onto Raze, but that's not the target that you want. You'd want to carry, but all of the carries actually in the top lane right now, which is Zycan as well as Mafij. They want to get this top inhibitor down and out as the other members of UST start to just bully out the other members of all. If you will get this bottom inhibitor, they have opened up the base yet again. And Schnitzel take a lot of damage, but that headbutt combo will actually not connect, and he survives as Wura saves the opponent.
Like I said, that nerf
Yeah,
messes you up so bad.
yeah, I see it right now. Oh my gosh! There's the Super Mega Death Rocket to the face that kills the target. Gotta love that.
Yeah, and Olafy once again repelling the aggression of that UST team, taking a kill 1-for-0 once again onto Mafij.
Yeah, granted though, look at this, Zycan has a teleport up and the only one saving the base is Jobim, and the members of OLFU will they get spotted out to take this Baron. Oh, they're just backing off. They don't want to take this Baron. It's very risky. Three
Yeah, they
inhibitors
just
are down.
loaded.
Oh, they want to. They are getting seen there by OLFU. And look, or rather UST and UST are gonna push in. Oh, will this be the XPEG moment? The 2v2 version of it, rather. No, it's gonna be a 3v2 right now as the members of OLFU will try to repel the members of UST, rather. That's gonna be Jace Meister. Zycan will be forced to back away. Zycan actually uses the Dominus to be dominated actually away by OLFU.
Yeah, no. Just no.
Stop. Stop. Alright.
Alright, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's alright, it's alright. I'm trying to find a...
You'll get, I guess, like,
Yeah,
you know what Wayne
the
Gretzky
game's
once
not,
said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
yeah.
Like, I guess I gotta applaud you for that.
Yeah, you have to try until you die.
But meanwhile, both teams setting up for that Baron right now. Really the only thing in the way of ending the game for UST.
Yeah, Inhibitor in the mid lane has a spawn for all of you, but the top lane and bottom lane are still pretty far off from respawning. And UST right now will get themselves a third Baron of the game. Jace Meister again soloing in the mid lane will just keep all of you in their tracks. And oh, look at this. Pau positioning himself. He does have the vision. Can he get a steal? He's gonna try to time it perfectly. 4,000 HP on the Baron. Here comes Schnitzel for another stop on this. There's the ultimate. Oh, it's gonna be close. Can he get the steal? He doesn't.
Ooh.
As Mafij gets the last hit onto the Baron. He does have the Chrono Break over the wall, and Mafij right now is just in a good spot. He can just
That could be
auto
game.
attack and end the game. Look at this. Dom will get stopped in the tracks by Mafij as well as Schnitzel. He doesn't get the proc out of the kegs. Could have been a counterplay, but this late into the game, UST so dominant, not even breaking any of their tier 2s, and even the bot tier 1 still alive for UST. Giving themselves, I believe, the 2-0 against OFU and
That
FU.
secures their spot in the finals, I believe.
Yeah, we have to see though if other teams do get the 3 points.
Well, I believe it's impossible because
Oh, yeah.
there's only 3 games.
There's still a game next week, Saturday.
Oh, okay, then
Yeah, yeah. So we still have
UST
the,
makes this one step closer to getting into the finals.
yeah. So we do see UST give themselves 3 points. Congratulations to them. What a very it's again it was like against OLF FEU, like it was a bit shaky in the
definitely
in the early
shaky.
game, but then come mid game to late game they just snowballed so hard that OLFU weren't able to react to that. What a power
definitely.
play.
And despite the Gangplank doing so much damage, wasn't enough. Despite the wombo combos coming in with the Cannon Barrage and the Equalizer, wasn't enough. And UST just manages to push through, take the slow, methodical approach, take one inhibitor at a time, one turret at a time, one Baron at a time, and win the game with a 20-20 score. So
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, I think it was also up down to Wura as well. He was doing a lot of good plays.
yeah,
but
however,
at the plays that
wasn't enough.
yeah, the plays that he did in terms of like using the combo, he didn't. He was actually pushing away the opponents.
Yeah.
Because I think, like you said, he couldn't time it properly. And then for USD side, Zyken in the top lane was just soloing Jobim, and then he opened up the base of OLFU, and I think that just started. That just started the downfall of OLFU.
Zyken actually bought an Hourglass. I just noticed. If you take a look at the items,
Oh yeah,
and
he
take
did.
a look at the scoreboard, Zyken with the Hourglass. I'm not sure if he bought that during the game or at the end of the
I
game,
think he
but
just bought it at the end.
the Hourglass is there, and with 400 CS, I guess he had a lot of room to buy whatever he wanted.
Yeah, so again, congratulations to the team of University of Santo Tomas for winning themselves those 2 games against FEU as well as OLFU. So that's gonna put themselves ahead in the Saturday bracket for the LCL playoffs. So we'll be back for Game 3. And again, guys, we'd like to remind you, we have still the guess the code, win all the skins. That is the, oh my gosh, the Echo, the Vladimir, the Ari, and the Darius. I am Bad Boy Astra with the 9, and of course alongside here with me is...
And I'm Cool Kid Neep with a 1 for an I.
Yeah, nice spelling. And we'll be back for Game 3 after a short break.
Want more from your prepaid promo? Introducing the new Smart Prepaid Only Call and Text 30 Plus. The best daily Only Call and Text offer, now loaded with more surfing than ever. Para more viewing, more sharing, and more searching. Only 30 pesos. Dial star 121 pound now. Internet for all my fun.
Guys, may 300 MB tayo! Dami pang Facebook at Instagram.
Email and videos. Stock up on data with Smart Big Bytes from the country's most advanced network. May apps and sites up to 300 MB. 50 pesos lang for 3 days.
Hey guys!
May free YouTube pa and more. That's a lot of bytes of internet for all. Text Big 50 to 9999. Smart. Live more.
Jar looks like the two-man facial curtain, but he will try to zone out Wara. Itong screen na ito, and he will see the first one to fall. Actually, no, more people will here. That's the Zonia's being laid out. Even the gravity field killing spree na si Kenji, and the lasers just hurt so much. Double kill na, and that'll be a triple kill as well.
Oh, hindi ko alam. Pero initiator, a full fall! That's a full broad combo followed up by the slicing measure of the beauty is there. The Titan is also there para sa side ng University of the East. Now na pinuhos na ito ng Xavier University. 90k. Para sa ating goal. Oh my God! Ito na! Initiate na! They are on to the Ani. Pinagsak. Mason Maelstorm at the members of Indicator Esports Club. Reynera with the rocket. Ito na rin. Si Rice taking on. Having a triple kill. Going for the carries. One-on-one sila ni Reynera. But four men. Oh! Hey! Oh! Oh my God! Oh! Oh! Oh my God!
And we are back. Again, I am Bad Boy Asarai with an I, with
And
a
I'm-
different meaning.
Yeah, and I'm Cool Kid Deep with the 1 for an eye.
Yes, and now you are back for the LoL Collegiate League Summer Playoffs. So we are now going into our Game 3 that is between OLFU, Our Lady of Fatima University versus Far Eastern University. So before we get into the match, guys, an announcement concerning the skins that we are about to give away. One code, 4 skins. Again, guys, isang code lang bibigay namin, 4 na skins na mapapanalunan nyo. So one winner takes everything off the table. Again, guys, so ang mechanics natin is match and win siya. So you have to match the code into the LOL client. And don't be alarmed, guys. pag natama nyo na yung code, starter code siya. So that means that it says starter code, yada yada yada, and then Garena will get notified that you use that exact code and then ilalagay na lang yung skins sa account nyo. So again, don't be alarmed pag nakuha nyo na yung starter code or pag na-activate na siya and sinabi na starter code siya, alam na ng Garena na kayo nanalo and then we'll be inserting the skins themselves into your LoL account. So guys, again, don't be worried pag starter code yon, may skins na pupunta sa inyo. And again, one winner takes 4 skins. So, winner takes all. It's go big or go home. So we're gonna go now into the match between OLFU versus FEU, the bat and pick phase. This is game 3. These two teams right now are playing off from the loss against UST. UST dominating these two teams.
Yeah, it looked really close at the beginning of those games. However, UST pulling ahead during that mid-game with the really superior objective control. And let's see how these two teams face off. I feel like OLFU had the better game against UST, so I'm kind of feeling OLFU might perform. However, FEU might be really thirsty themselves, looking for that victory. So let's see how it goes as we head into the pick and ban. Once again, 5.16. We haven't seen that many exciting things. Probably the biggest thing was the Gangplank. But
Yeah.
even then, he didn't
Gangplank-
have that much impact.
Yeah, Skarner probably.
Yeah, Skarner as well. But then the new champions haven't had that much of an impact as we'd expect them. Maybe they're just overhyped, or maybe I'm overhyping them, or I just
I
have
think it's
really
just,
high
the-
expectations.
I think it's just these two teams, again, like we've said previously, I think game 1, they just want to play safe. Like,
Yeah.
possibly, like you said, like, the compositions that these new carry top laners, carry junglers do is that you have to work around their compositions to complement them. And maybe they're not ready for it yet, or they haven't practiced it enough that they don't want to force it and then lose the playoffs, because then they're not going to be able to go into the finals, which is a really big deal because the prize there is pretty nice for yourself, for your team, as well as your school.
Yeah, so we do see that
Okay, Darius banned. I mean, come on.
Darius has been banned, so we won't be seeing that tonight. Morgana being banned once again, so Morgana is a target ban towards Dom. Morgana was banned but against OLFU in the game 2 as well, so UST did ban that out. And for OLFU, we did see that Skarner has been banned, so after that last game, they don't want to deal with it anymore. And
Yeah, they saw how. Yeah, Raze didn't get a lot of early game aggression, but
Yeah.
then
he
it
made
just.
it count when it
Yeah.
needed to count.
Yeah, that's true. Like, he got a lot of picks onto Sky, I think in the mid game to late game, and that just solidified the win for UST,
Yeah,
as
we-
well as Zycan.
Yeah, definitely. And we
Yeah.
do see that Fizz is banned by FEU. So again, another target ban coming in onto the old FEU team.
Aw.
And
3 of the 4
Yep.
juggernauts that we have been banned out by all
so
of you.
no, probably not going to see a Garen. I feel like Garen's the weakest
Yeah.
juggernaut out of all of them
Like,
to be
he's
changed.
very situational.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you have to wait until you get the good villain, or like the perfect villain for your damage output to really matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure. And let's see what FEU decides to ban as their last ban. So Echo has been banned. Echo, probably one of the top junglers at the moment. And with that, that does leave Elise open. So Elise is on the table. Rek'Sai is also on the table. If you want to go for something a bit... Ooh, Gangplank first pick. Interesting.
There's still 40 seconds.
Yeah, so it might be a flex pick. Maybe you might see it top this time around, as it was a flex pick in that last game where it decided to go for a gangplank in that mid lane.
Yeah. Also, honestly, I would want to see. This is the last game, so why not make it a little bit spicy for our
Yeah,
viewers?
see that Teemo top.
I was about to say Fiora, but yeah, Teemo top. I mean, his changes in the 5.15, the one where his bombs can bounce off each other, or just bounce once.
Ooh, they decided to go for that.
Ah, there you
gangplank,
go.
and there's a
There you go.
Fiora
Come
being
on. Oh,
hovered
never
over.
mind.
Nope.
They're
Teasing us. They're teasing us.
They're watching the stream. Are they? Yeah, they're teasing us right now. They're hovering over so many champions. Can it?
I think they're trying to spell a message with the champion picks.
Oh yeah, like SOS.
FBF.
FB.
FEU.
Oh yeah. Where's the
I don't
Urgot?
know.
Where's the oh yeah.
Well, so the Diana and the Alistar being locked in, so two fairly good champions, really safe, really strong, nothing too special about them. And let's see what OLFU decides to take as a response.
Yes. All right. So now we're gonna see a hover over that Nocturne, and of course, guys, again, we would like to remind you: one winner, 4 skins for that also good academy. I am seeing right now in my left side. You can't see it. GM Kairu is dancing, like he wants to give away this skin really, really badly. And again, to clarify, the mechanics is match and win. So there's gonna be a code popping up in the monitor of your the screen of your monitor. Yes, the screen of your monitor.
Yes.
And you just have to guess the correct character, and then you get one code that will unlock 4 skins, as well as the starter code if you are a newer player to League of Legends. You haven't unlocked a lot of champions yet, so that'll help you quite a bit to save up some IP. It's always good to save some IP. Okay.
4 in 1.
4 in 1.
4 in 1. 4
All right.
in 1 Nescafe.
So,
Nescafe.
Nescafe. So before we do hype it yet again, let us check the picks and bans for OLFU as well as FEU. The Ani here coming in from OLFU.
Yeah, so we did see Annie and Gragas, so really safe, nothing really special about these picks. They're going really safe with these pick and ban right now. Just want to take that victory as clean as possible. We do see, however, for the FEU side, the Shen coming in for Rory, while we do have Kiddo on that Vayne. So we might be seeing a lane swap. Vayne is really good in that lane swap situation. You want to just try to keep her as safe as possible, let her farm up, let her become that hyper carry. Last time against UST, they had an hyper carry in the bot lane. However, they did not they did not give the resources to this Vayne, and to the carry rather. So let's see if they are able to give the resources to this Vayne and win the game from that.
Oh, will this be a support Annie for OLFU as they are hovering over the Sanivia? Granted that the composition of FEU does look for a lot of dash-ins, so possibly when they are finished their dash animations and go into the clash, the Nivea ultimate might be a good counter to that if he's able to lock them in.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, if they're the ones dashing onto Anivia, then
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter who Anivia blocks out. So
Yeah, so now the only thing for FEU to pick is their jungler, and
ooh, Garen. I don't think they're gonna do it.
maybe a jungle Diana, then top lane Garen. Never mind. Man, this is...
So the FEU with the teasing, man.
Oh man, they've been teasing us. Like they were hovering over the Fiora. They were saying, let's just get the hopes of Meep and Asterai up, and then
Yep.
just stomp it right down. Happens
Exactly.
like that. Yeah. So it looks like it's gonna be the Rek'Sai here for FEU. Granted, I think they could go for the Elise for some more early game pressure, since like they had the 2 frontliners, which is the Alistar and the Shen. And then their composition is...
Can you get? Oh,
There you go,
So
there you go.
Neil was hearing you. I
Yeah.
guess he decided to. Oh,
Oh.
oh, 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 oh.
Alright, so we do... So even though we did have some connectivity issues, we have finished the ban and pick phase. So I was right. Neil did hear me out. He will go for the Elise rather than the Rek'Sai.
And they've got a pretty good team comp. I don't really see the synergy coming in from that OLFU team comp. They've got the Gragas, they have the Gangplank. I believe they have the Annie and the Anivia as well. So I'm not really sure how that synergizes together in terms of what they're going to do for their strategy. I guess they could try to go for a more objective-oriented type of play.
Or more of like zoning out the opponents with the with their ultimates.
They have pretty good siege, I guess, with that comp. You can really just poke someone out of the turret with that Anivia and with that Gangplank. We'll have to see how Potu decides to go for it. And for the FEU side, you've got a really team fight heavy oriented comp with a lot of dash-ins, with a lot of pick. I believe they took the Alistar for the support as well, right?
Yeah. Yes, they did. Honestly, I could have wanted to see the Jarvan, but just because there's so much dash mechanics coming in from the opposing side, it wouldn't have been a good thing. Like, they could just dash out of the Cataclysm itself. So I think that would have been a bit of a bad trade-in if they would have opted for the Jarvan jungle. So again, guys, we would like to remind you, one winner, 4 skins for the Academy Echo, Academy Ari, Vladimir, and Darius. So be sure to wait for the code to pop up on the screen. That is a match and win. So you have to guess the correct character. And again, it is a starter code, so don't be alarmed. Pag nagsabi na starter code siya, the Garena will input the codes later on. So don't be frightened, don't be scared. We are here for you.
Yes.
All right, so we have finished the ban and pick phase. We're just waiting for these two teams to, well, just go in to Summoner's Rift and finish this pretty intense startup to the playoffs of the LoL Collegiate League.
So let's take the moment to talk really about the pick and ban, like the overall strategy for both of these teams. We should probably expect a lane swap coming in from FU, just seeing how bullyable Gangplank is in the lane. Gangplank has not the greatest early game, so if you're able to shut that down, it kind of hurts him quite a bit. And at the same time, you want to keep Vayne safe, so a Vayne Alistar versus a Gangplank is a much better matchup for the Vayne compared to the Corki Annie, where there's just so much magic damage, so much harass that can be dealt out. So expect FEU to go for that early warding, to go for the wards into that jungle, spot out the movements of that old FU side, and adjust accordingly. Meanwhile, old FU just need to... It's gonna be really interesting to see how this works out, but I feel like they have a really strong carry throughout all stages of the game. In the early game, you have your Corki, you have that Annie, really strong early bot lane duo, especially with that level 6 power spike. In the mid game, once Anivia is able to complete 1 or 2 items, he's also going to be really strong. Then come late game, you've got that Gangplank who has that IE, who has that Infinity Edge, who's just 1,000 damage barrels, just wrecking your team. Meanwhile, so they've got a really straight in terms of power spike. It's a very flat spike.
So it's constant.
Constant, yeah. I guess that'd be the better term. Meanwhile, you look at the FEU side, you've got somewhat of a weak early game. Well, you've got a pretty decent early game with the Elise, so you're able to apply a lot of pressure. However, the only gankable lanes really are the Shen, somewhat. The Shen and the bot lane where you have the Alistar to follow up. Diana won't be the best target, as Diana can't really follow up on the stun, and Anivia still has the wall, still has the stun, still has the egg. So there's just a lot of ways for Anivia to live. So, and then come mid game, it's gonna be a bit difficult for FEU to just win those team fights. I feel like you try to snowball with the Elise early game, you try to play that split push game come mid game, and then late game you just group up with that Vayne and start winning for FEU.
Yeah, so it's kind of like how IPT plays their composition with Hate. Just, you know, split push farming with the Vayne, and then when he has the items, he then just joins up the fight and wins straight up because of the damage output that he can deal with his itemizations optimal for the clashes.
Oh, that? Okay. I was looking at the bans and I'm like, oh wait, they already made the game. But I was about to say, when did they ban Fiddlesticks? But
yeah, I guess this was just...
I feel like that was a wasted opportunity. They could have spelled something really cool in the pick and ban. Maybe spell out their FEU.
Yeah. I think FEU is the only one who can do that, since all FU's for...
They can spell CXG.
Oh yeah, they can. But I guess they didn't. They were in a hurry.
Wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
PDA
I mean, come on,
EFF.
It's already 9 o'clock and they're probably hungry. Hungry for kills, hungry for food, hungry for anything. Even you guys, are you hungry for the skins? Because Academy skins are up for grabs. Only one winner for these 4 skins. Again, match and win will pop up onto the screen of your monitor. Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
And you just have to match it, and then it will give you the the notification that it is a starter code, but we will insert the Academy skins later on. So be sure to wait for that as we go into the match between OLFU and FEU. That is Our Lady of Fatima University versus the Far Eastern University. Alright, so we're just getting into the loading screens, and let's see if they have some very cheeky or very nice skins to show us. Oh, so we have the UFO Corki.
Ooh, UFO Corki. So someone
Yeah.
attended Rampage.
Somebody attended Rampage, so nicely done from that. Oh, Warlord Shen as well. Haven't seen the skin in quite a bit. Like, I've always only seen possibly Blood Moon Shen and the regular Shen.
Disappointed in the Nivea and the Gangplank though. They gotta step up their skin game. I feel like that's why they lost that last game. I believe the skin count was
buffs,
3
yeah.
to 2.
Yeah.
Skins make a difference, guys.
Yeah,
So if you really want to step up your game, just buy a skin. Show how good you are at that champion
with the skins.
with that skin. Or if you just think it looks really cool,
Yes.
get that skin.
I think the Black Frost and Nivea was available there for Dom. Didn't opt to go in for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright guys, so now welcome to Summer's Rift. This is Game 3 in the start of the LoL Collegiate League Summer Playoffs. So in the blue side, we have in the top lane, it's going to be Jobin with the Gangplank. In the jungle, it's going to be Pau with the Gragas. In the mid lane, it's going to be Dom with the Anivia. In the bottom lane duo, we have Sky for the Anivia, and Wura will be our support Annie.
Yes, and for the FEU side, we will be having McRory on that Shen. For the jungle, we will be having all GT Neil on the Elise. For the mid lane, X-Coheed on that Diana. And for that bot lane duo, we will be having Kiddo and Simid on that Bane and Alistar. And right off the bat, we see FEU going for that level 1. Like we said, they have pinged the enemy jungle, looking to place those wards, looking to set up for that lane swap. So they will most likely be going for that lane swap. Meanwhile, OLFU doing the same, grouping up, invading towards that blue side jungle, so doing their own part in trying to spot the lane swap themselves. And let's see who can play the mind games better in this level 1, who can fake out the other team into thinking that they're going for that lane swap or not swapping.
Yes. Right, looks like there's gonna be lane wards actually. I think this is the first match in the LCL playoffs that we've seen a lane ward, just to see if there's gonna be a lane swap. Like,
Yeah.
we've only seen the aggressive deep wards. Granted that this game rather would tilt depending on where the ADRs will place themselves.
Yeah, definitely. And let's see how FU decides to go about this mind game. Will they decide to stay in that bot lane, or will they be going for that swap? It looks like they'll be trying to psych out the OLFU side by staying bottom. However, they were spotted out by that ward. The
Yes.
safety spider, making sure that no one's camping in that bush.
Yeah, Spider-Man or
Woman, spider.
Woman.
Does
Spider
that
Girl.
exist? Spider.
I think it's called Spider-Girl in the
Alright,
comics.
they probably, yeah.
Alright, so now we do see that they're gonna help GT Neil here leash a bit onto the Gromp, but at least with that very minimal initial leash, doesn't need any more since her Spirelings are there to help her out, as well as her kit. Just so good in the jungle right now to just keep her healthy. As we do see the bottom lane right now, where's the support here?
Annie.
For Sky. Oh, he's gonna be very cheeky. Can he get the steal? Oh, he
Ooh,
gets the
gets
steal.
it.
That's the second time Mura does something like that, and they gonna get the first blood as Pow. Wow, Pow goes in and gets the body slam onto that Elise, so
Yeah, and
squishing the bug.
Wura, once again, steal. I feel like Wura's like the king of like camp stealing. Like he stole that blue buff level 1 in the last game with that
Yeah.
Alistar, and he did it
Yes.
again, and this time he got a kill out of it.
Yeah, so that's very cheeky plays coming in from the support of OLFU.
Definitely, and with that blue buff, let's see if Sky and Wura are able to bully out Kiddo and Simmons in that bot lane.
Actually, I also kind of like that play from Mura since he got the kill, or rather, Pau did get the kill. So that's just gonna stop the early game ganks that we could have seen from Elise. And those are really potent ganks as well. If she's able to get the combo off, the
Yeah.
cocoon, most probably in the bottom lane, because top lane is gonna be a bit difficult with the remove scurvy of the gangplank, and like you've said, the stun, ice combo, and the egg from the Anivia.
I actually disagree with Wura actually going mid lane right after that blue buff. He removed a lot of that pressure in the bot lane, and Vayne was able to get some really free CS, which he shouldn't have gotten. They should just be focusing on bullying out like that.
Yeah, and they immediately do that because Wura has the blue buff. He doesn't have to fear anymore the mana discrepancy that he could have done by spamming out those disintegrates and incinerates.
Definitely, and let's see how heavy
Wow.
the punish is for
Look at
that
that.
bot lane. Ouch.
Kohi taking a lot of damage from the frost bites, frost flash. Just the icicles of the Nevia there.
Icicles.
I don't play a Nevia. I haven't seen a Nevia
Yeah,
in
it's
quite
been
a
a
long
while
time.
since we've seen Anivia, so
Yeah. Like,
I can't blame you.
yeah, like he's gonna see you again, but looks like it's gonna be a two-man gang and three-man gang in the mid lane. Nicely done. He does still have the flash. No, he doesn't. But the counter kill will give themselves powder as Dom, or rather, yeah, GT Neil gets himself the double buff, even the triple kill. Is it
No,
possible?
they have the egg. He has the egg, so
Oh, yeah. Still, GT Neil does get himself the red buff and the blue buff. So,
yeah. So getting that revenge kill. However, I really dislike how Wura has been neglecting that bot lane and not punishing Kiddo in that bot lane. He's been roaming too much. I feel like he should just be staying in the bot lane, focus on harassing the Vayne out of lane. You have a Corki, you have an Annie who managed to get the blue buff, and now Corki is probably gonna burn his flash right here because of this.
yeah.
No,
No, let's not connect. Just the skittering frenzy there, or rather the volatile spiralings coming out of Neil.
yeah. So
Also, I think, yeah, the reason why Wura is probably just, been roaming that early on is just he felt good.
yeah, but there's no
With the,
need to really create pressure in that mid lane. You really just want to put your pressure on the bot lane, as
'cause,
that's your high priority. That's the high priority carry is in that bot lane. And right now, you know you've done something wrong when the Vayne is 10, almost 13 CS above
A
the
Corki.
Corki. Yeah.
Also, like, they didn't need to get the kill onto Kohi because Dom was actually winning against him in terms of the laning phase. All of the stuns were connecting, as well as that double damage for him to get the slow. And they're not going to go in onto Bakrori here. He does get the slow from the barrel, but he is in range of the turret that they will not follow through.
Yeah, not that much follow-up damage coming in right there, and a pause coming in, so a little bit of a technical difficulty.
Yeah, as GT Neil does position himself in the bottom lane, but a nicely timed Trinket War there in the bottom lane side brush into the side of OFU will actually spot Neil if he steps outside that brush itself or goes into the brush there, which has the ward in it.
Yeah, definitely, and Neil, once again, going for that patient play in that bot lane. Corki does have both summoners up, so I feel like they won't be able to get that much from it. However, this will probably further assert the pressure that Kiddo is able to put in that bot lane, and Annie has a charge stun, so they probably will go in.
Oh, there's the pulverized headbutt combo, and the damage from Neil is just too real. Can they get the kill? No, one more hit. He gets the kill with the bite, and even uses Bakrori with the Stan United nicely timed. Oh,
Wow.
the cannon barrage!
No,
Almost.
Almost
Almost.
a double kill.
Yeah, the fancy footwork with that tumble will save Kiddo there. And also, I like the timing, or the tower aggression juggling coming in from the members of FEU there.
Last game, the RNG just wasn't playing in favor of Kiddo. This time, he decided to let him live.
That's true. So looks like it's gonna be a nicely done trade there for FEU, as OFU wants to get the kill onto Goheed here. He's just gonna run back and forth as the stun from Mura will secure the kill onto the mid laner of FEU as Dom. Second kill of the game for him, and you don't want that Anivia to get the kills.
Yeah, when Anivia gets fed, she hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Like, the frostbite, the glacial, the
Storm? Glacial
the
Storm?
flash frost plus the Frostbite followed by the Glacial Storms does so much damage, and you really just need to respect that.
Yeah. Do you know the term like, um, what was it again? That it's so cold that it actually burns your skin, like dry ice, something
Yeah.
like that. That's what the Nivea's gonna do right now, as she gets herself 2 kills against Coheed in the mid lane.
Yeah, definitely. And Anivia going for a very weak early game build, looking for that really high mid game spike. Has the tier, looking for that catalyst, going to go for that Rod of Ages, followed by the
Archangel
stuff. So
into the Seraph's Embrace.
yeah, however, during that period where she's still building the items, she's gonna be fairly weak. So they do need to be careful about that.
Yeah.
However, like I said, they've got a very consistent curve in terms of when they're strong. However, Koki just hasn't had the best game right now, with Annie just not being in lane when she needs to.
Yeah, and Sheen with the build against the Bilgewater Cutlass, Sky can still put some damage onto Kiddo, but then Kiddo is just gonna complement Simon. Just, you know, if he's not in range, he gets the slow with the Cutlass, and Kiddo can go in with the combo, possibly get the kill, and then Wura can get the slow, but then the damage isn't there anymore for Olafuse. It's like he did have to leave Sky in the bottom lane as he tried to get the gank into the mid lane.
Yeah, definitely. And they are setting up for a gank in that mid lane, so Neil and Simon were warding fairly aggressively.
Oh.
Ooh, will he get caught?
I think Jobin has. Oh, never mind. He does flash off. Dom will survive as only the flash was burned. Oh, he's gonna try to re-engage. There's the Stag United by Bakurori. It will save the Elise for quite a bit, but not enough as they get themselves a 2-0, possibly a 3-0, and Jobin gets himself a second kill.
Yeah, and that should be a dragon coming in for OLFU right now, and this is the problem if your jungler has all the kills of your team. 4-1, however, Neil was really squishy and got caught out fairly easily, so the rest of the team didn't have that much damage. The Shen just has that Cinderhulk and that Chain Vest. Diana doesn't have the Nashor's Tooth yet, only has that Fiendish Codex, so not that much damage, and there wasn't really enough to finish them off.
Yeah. Also, just going back a little bit, I did see the barrel crit. Does that mean that Jobin has a crit rune in his runes? Huh.
I
Or
believe
maybe it's Master
it wasn't a
Use.
crit. It's just like it looks similar to crit
Oh,
when
okay.
you explode the barrel, but it's not
Oh.
technically a crit.
Okay,
It's
okay,
just
okay.
amplified damage.
I thought it was a crit. That was my bad. I got fooled by the visuals.
How? Yeah.
It happens, man. Yeah, so FEU, or rather OLFU, do get themselves that very aggressive 2-0 trade with the dragon in their pockets, just because, like you said, Neil has all the kills, and granted, Elise did get that rune wave really quickly, but then Elise isn't tanky. Like, if she gets caught out and her damage output, or rather her combo is gone, OLFU has so much re-engage that when she gets caught out, she dies really fast.
Yeah, definitely. And this is starting to get to the point where Elise kind of falls off in terms of how useful she is. She just becomes a meat shield, and
Look
you know,
at
with
this.
the patient play.
Yeah, they actually go in. They do get the Shadow Dash onto Jobim. He actually clears away really quickly as he does some fancy footwork with the flash. Will they get the counterplay? Almost there. Nicely timed. Tower juggler there from the members of FEU. Fancy footwork though from Jobim. Almost counterplays.
And Neil, not fooled by that fancy footwork, managed to time the repel perfectly, avoiding that barrel damage, and managed to reposition outside of turret range, which might have killed him if he didn't do that properly.
Pao here does put in a ward over that brush, but I guess he'll just try to defend the top lane and stop the recall of Neil. Also, I don't think if you noticed this, Neil actually had a Boots of Mobility and then he sold it for a Sorcerer's Shoes.
That's really interesting. I guess Neil is opting to go for more damage since he's kind of the carry right now with those 4 kills. He might as well just go for as much damage as he can in that early game. However, it looks like he is building towards the Aegis right now, as he has picked up the Crystalline Bracer.
Yes. Huh, I kind of miss, I don't know, like, if you guys are watching right now, I kind of miss having the Force of Nature. RIP, that item is so good. Especially
What's
with
even
Mundo.
better than Force of Nature?
Yeah, but now they-
Intervening Blockade.
Oh yeah, but now they're gonna go in onto Power. Actually survives with a nicely timed explosive cast. Whoa! Another fancy footwork coming in from the members of OLFU as he actually dodges the Crescent Slash there and even body slams over the wall and saves himself a kill, or saves himself from the death that could have happened.
Yeah, and what's something to point out is like, while looking at the spot lane, Wura hasn't really been roaming a lot, and as a result, the bot lane has been much more even. The CS deficit in that bot lane is no longer there. It's only 5 CS. However, once Sky kills this wave, they will be even in CS. So it should have been done a lot earlier. However, I guess better late than never.
Yeah, still, all of you have started to control the rise and fall, or rather the rise of their spikes. And look at this, almost, I think we're almost done. Oh, not yet. Oh, they're gonna catch out the Elise here? Nope. Alright, just back to the itemizations. It looks like they're about to finish their first items. Triforce for Jobim as well as Sky. Just a few more, 100 more. 200 more?
Yeah, and Dragon, it should be up around the same time that their items are complete. So this is going to be really good. And here comes the engage.
Yeah, the Flash Anti-Timber stun onto Kiddo there. Will force him to flash away as Simon, of course with Unbreakable Will, is pretty much unbreakable. As he does soak up a lot of damage with that damage reduction.
Yeah, and actually all of that damage coming in was just from Annie by herself, and she managed to take Kiddo extremely low with no AP items at all. So lots of damage from the Annie. They really need to respect the flash engage, and I'd really like if Annie went for the distortion boost just to reduce the flash timer, as they don't really have any form of reliable engage other than, actually Annie is really the only form of reliable engage. You can't really trust the explosive cast or the body slam from
Yeah.
Gragas as the best form of, as your main form of engage.
Yeah, because like the body slam flash combo can sometimes be misplayed, or rather can be reacted fast upon. And then the explosive cask is a two-way streak. Like if you don't get the pull in, you just push them farther back.
Yeah, definitely. So having an Annie who can flash in much more often and much more consistently will really add to how all of you plays these team fights.
Yes, so guys, boy ba kayo dyan? We're 15 minutes into the game, and we are still about to give away the match and win codes here. That is a one winner for take all the skins, academy skins there. As we do see here, 3 members of all of you actually start to go onto McRory, but McRory a bit too tanky, will save himself with a Shadow Dash out.
And what's something I've noticed is that FEU is actually using the same Shen, Diana double teleport core that UST used against them. However, they aren't really playing it that well. Granted, it is only 16 minutes in the game. They don't really have their items yet, but they should be looking to apply much more pressure onto the map, as I feel like they haven't really been doing the best job of doing that. And
Yes.
Dragon is up, so this should be the very first objective with all the players having all their items up. So Gangplank does have that Triforce now up. Exco, he has that National Suits and does have that Long Rod. We do see Anivia has completed that Rod of Ages as well. It's really only Corki who does not have that core item yet. I feel like this is going to be a really big problem as FEU is starting that Dragon now.
Yes. FEU do pull out the Dragon outside its own pit. They don't want to give the buffet table for OLFU to work with. Granted, they had so much AoE right now. There's the Standing Light. Oh my gosh, Wura takes so much damage. Nicely done. Shadow Dash there by McRory. Stuns, or rather taunts 2 people. And look at this, Jobim in the backline will use all of his kegs to do as much damage as he can, as OLFU look to go for a very dominant play here. Oh, almost.
Yeah, and that was just really smart play coming in from Dom right there. I feel like Dom was really the big deciding factor of why they won that fight. The Glacial Storm just zoned them out so hard. Kiddo couldn't go in. I believe Neil couldn't go in as well, and Rory couldn't go in. they were just really forced to get punished. And then once they did manage to go in, they're already displaced by that Glacial Storm. Then there was the Cannon Barrage to just follow up further. Further slowing them and making it much more difficult to get a clean team fight. Let's take a look at that replay right there. So we do see that Simon gets trapped. The stun misses though. The stun actually connects. And they use all their initial burst onto Wura, which leaves a lot to be desired for. And Kao actually gets a really insane explosive cast right there. And right now it's just Potu just doing a really good job of collapsing on the right targets, while Neil and the rest of FEU just not really having the best time getting their targets down.
Yes, also I think there was that headbutt coming in from Simmons pushes away Sky in the clash. Like I think he wanted to get the headbutt pulverize combo, but again, you know, just the timing is just that off. Like we are. Oh, they get the stun onto Kendo here. He doesn't have the ultimate. He just gets bursted down as the Flame Child and the short pilot, or the short heightened pilot, does get the kill onto the Night Hunter.
Yeah, I don't memorize those tags, so I'd have no idea.
I don't know. It's just the titles, man.
Yeah.
The Dark Child pala siya, Flame Child.
I'm pretty sure it's Dark Child.
Yeah, that was my bad. Alright, so look at that. They do get themselves an easy pick with the Ani having that stun in. And, oh my gosh, Coheed, you don't want to go in range of that Glacial Storm, man. You're going to freeze your skin off.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. This is not my day.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that one-liner, that 8 out of 10 or maybe 10 out of 10, but
Yeah, I'm still finding it.
that's alright. Take your time, man.
Alright, so it looks like they're gonna try to contest for his blue buff. There's just too many members of FEU defending their own blue side. So granted, they do get the win over that, but the towers are starting to fall off like dominoes as OLFU have opened up the jungle area of FEU.
Yeah, and this is the time where the team will start looking to group up, will start looking to take objectives as a team and have a much more macro-oriented focus, where in the first 20 minutes of the game, they're really just focusing on laning, getting the right team fights, and occasionally grouping up once Dragon comes up. However, we've reached the middle of mid-game, so this is really what makes or breaks teams, and how they decide to make the plays, their decision making in this stage of the game is really what defines who's going to come out on top. And we've seen that with the US2, with the first 2 games, as is in this stage of the game where UST really managed to secure their victory. So let's see who will come out on top for this game. FEU is down 6k, however, it's still definitely winnable if they choose their fights correctly, if they ward correctly, and if they take their objectives smart. So bot lane turret is still an objective for FEU. I would expect them to go for it, actually.
Yes, and just looking into it, FEU have a pretty high call to try and counter out that 6k gold deficit against OLFU, but like you said, it's still possible, and we do get to resume into the game as Dom is delivered that blue sentinel. He finishes off relatively quickly as I think he's about to finish his Archangel Staff there. Archangel Staff, guys, you have to remember, is now composed with the needlessly large rod, so yeah, there it is. So Rod of Ages and Archangel Staff is now finished for Dom. So his damage output as well as his let's say safety is almost there. There's the explosive cast onto McRoy, taking so much damage. Nicely done. Shadow Dash will taunt these 2 members as FEU try to re-engage. There's Neil. Here's the rocket, or rather Cannon Barrage. Will stop the members. That slow is OP. 4 members of FEU are now here as Dom will try to reposition for his teammates with Wura right at his side. Will they try to re-engage with the stuns? Jobin here. Just gonna check the brush just a little bit.
So no kills going out after that really prolonged engage, and I feel like FEU hasn't really had the best time with their re-engages right there. Neil try to go for the pick, really tried to force that pick. However, it felt like that was really unnecessary, and in the end, they just ended up burning a lot of their ultimates and a lot of their time when they could have been developing other sides of the map as, I believe, was it Coheed or Rory who got caught out?
I think it's Rory who got caught out, but
Ow.
Kiddo here gonna go with the 1v1 situation against Sky. But Sky has the heal, has a Triforce, the damage output is there, and I think he had full vision of Kiddo there, so Kiddo wasn't able to tumble in and out of the combo damage from that Corki as Paulus get caught out here, but he does have his teammates. Oh,
Ooh, that
Crystalline wall will stop Simon in his tracks, but the Unbreakable will. Can the cow be broken? Oh, the flash from Pal does save himself, but Dom will be forced to flash immediately after. Does flash over the stun as Neil gets the kill onto Pau, but the follow-up kill onto Neil there. As members of OLFU are now falling down like flies after you try to go for the re-engage, flashes over that E of the Diana rather. Oh, Jobim here does try to do the counterplay with those kegs, but finally, an Alistar headbutt pulverize combo
Actually
successfully
lands,
done.
and
yeah,
that's the result. If you actually manage to land that headbutt pulverize, you actually win stuff. So, guys, take note. You
Take
land
note of
that
that.
pulverize free low. But looking at that game, I feel like this really shows the flaws of the OLFU team comp. There isn't really that much synergy in terms of their skills and what each champion does. Like we saw right there that the Gragas wasn't able to do his job, and they're all split up. Like Dom was by himself, Jobin was by himself, Pau was doing his own thing, and then Wura was also doing his own thing. Meanwhile, FU, really clean team fighting, all solid, collapsing on the same target, and here comes another fight.
yes, as Pau is now separated from his teammates by his own teammates wall there, he won't be able to save himself as the other members of FU were able to just pick him off. The dragon is now up, but oh my god, what a shadow dash from Makalori. Gets another pick onto Wura there, as now I don't think they're going to be able to get the steal, but it might be too early to say. Nope, they get the kill onto it. So that's the first dragon of the game for FEU. So even though there is a 4,000 gold lead for OLFU right now,
It's starting to drop really fast.
yes, that is definitely true there. And right now, I think FEU with this momentum can start to get some turrets,
Yeah,
get some
definitely.
vision, and then just force OLFU out.
And I really think that OLFU should just, once again, this boils down to wards. They're forcing fights when they don't have the vision control. In that earlier fight at the top lane where Coheed went insane, they had no vision on all their targets and they got split. The same thing happened in that bot lane where they had no vision, Pau got caught, and then Wura got caught trying to ward. I feel like the biggest thing to take away from here is establish vision control before you can go for the objective or go for the play.
Yes, that's very true.
Wards win games. Wards save lives.
Yes, that's why support role is a very, very important role in the game. You have to have very good supports who knows how to ward properly.
Yeah, and speaking of wards, let's just really take a quick look right now at the wards of both these teams. We take a look at the Poku side. They barely have any wards. They have some wards in the river. They have really awkward wards actually. Like, I'm not sure what that pink ward is doing right there. And they really should just be developing wards right now. And meanwhile, you take a look at the FEU side. Once again, not that great, and this does leave them susceptible to picks by the Anivia, by the Gragas, by the Annie.
Yeah, I think lazy warding is the problem there for FEU, as well as I think they are afraid of the pick-off potential that OLFU have, especially with the Ani stun.
Yeah, definitely. The wall, the crystalline wall, and that Annie stun are just really scary initiate tools right there. And we're actually picked up the distortion boots, so taking my advice.
Yeah, I think it's just I think that's the common sense build
Yeah.
for support Ani.
Especially when you have a team comp like this with not that much reliable engagement.
Yes. All right, so it looks like all of you are starting to group themselves up in the mid lane as FEU have, or rather are reacting to this as they are starting to get this mid tier too. There's the pick onto McRory, but he does, or is in a bad position to get picked off. If they do, they're putting too much pressure into that. And of course, guys, we'd like to remind you, we still have the Academy skins as, okay, Neil gets caught out just a little bit. Guys, wait, let me finish the announcements. Again, one winner for all of the 4 Academy skins. That's the Echo, that's the Vladimir, that's the Ari, and of course the Darius. And of course a starter pack if you are a newer player, you can benefit from this. That is a little budget for your IP, not even used. So now all of you are knocking on the HQ of FEU. There's the 2-man pulverize from Zimin. He does get stunned by the Ani.
Wow.
And now, wow, so much damage coming in from FEU. Can they finish this off? Neil does flash away. There's the Stand United onto Neil, but Holy Sky just rockets into the face of that spider.
And there's just so much zone control coming in from this OLFU team. Even though Annie was down and wasn't able to pop that ult down, you still had that gangplank with the cannon barrage and with those powder kegs, and that's really what made.
Oh!
Here comes.
Guess the missing character, guys. Academy skins. So the code is 1K6DA question mark MI0. That's a 0, guys. 72RP 5 HP. So again, that is 1K6DA question mark MI072RP 5 HP. Oh, you have 2 RP and 5 HP. What will you do?
RP, HP. I think it's a sign.
It's a sign, bro. All right. So with that, guys, good luck. And of course, don't forget, if you are a PGS Rifter, or if not, join the PGS Rift Facebook group. That is www.facebook.com/groups/PGS Rift. And if you are the winner, please post that. And, well, it does allow you some bragging rights, guys, because those are 4 skins.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a really desperate play right there, and I feel like they will get punished for this play. And this might be the end of the game if FEU doesn't play this right.
Yes.
Ooh, they get the Baron.
Baron right now, but Kohi takes a lot of damage, as well as Simmon. Oh, look at this, the perfect ultimate from Dom. Won't actually... Oh, look at that. They're just gonna finish off the members of FEU. Again, perfectly placed ultimate there from Dom. He places it right in the entrance of the Baron pit, and then FEU can't do anything.
Yeah, the entire FEU team fought in that Anivia ultimate, and that was just a really great play by Wora, really great Tibbers, followed by that really great explosive cast, just making it so they're forced to fight in that ult, and this could be OLFU going for the win right now. They really want it.
Yeah, they have the Corki with a Trinity Force item, and I don't think even those 5 seconds, there's not enough items in the world for OLFU to work with at this time. There's a 2-man Shadow Dash, but now they're hammering down onto this Nexus as OLFU can cancel out or finish off this game. What is happening right now? Sky will go down? Nope, but OLFU finishes off this game. And
GG, well played.
GG, well played. Congratulations to OLFU. 1 point for them, and FEU are a little bit down in the dumps as they do lose to UST as well as OLFU, but still a nice try from them. Like,
yeah, I feel like that was not the correct play coming in from that FEU team. That was extremely desperate, and I felt like if they managed to prolong the game a bit further, they might have gotten away with it, but they didn't have that vision control for the Baron. It was just extremely desperate move with a very low chance of it succeeding. They were banking on the fact that maybe some of them might have been bot lane, giving them enough time. However,
all of them were there.
Yeah, they're all there, and they just collapsed,
Yeah.
got beautifully collapsed on by the Anivia, by that Annie,
Yeah.
by that Gragas.
Their composition was so well built in
Yeah, there's just so much zoning control. During those team fights, Vayne couldn't enter at all. If he tried to enter, she'd get chunked by that Anivia, she'd get chunked by those Gragas, by the Gragas, by the Gangplank. There's just so many ways to zone out the Vayne, so it's effectively a 4v5 throughout most of the game, despite Vayne getting that early free farm.
Yeah, so guys, that was game 3 between, or rather, between OLFU and FEU. So OLFU were victorious and FEU do get themselves 0 points. OFU with 1 point, and of course UST winning those 2 matches get themselves 3 points. So going into next week's playoffs Saturday, they are in a very, very advantageous position. Of course, we do have a match tomorrow, guys. That is, look at that beer, man. His face just says.
And then got a shout out to Kenji Hu, man, rocking that blue polo, looking very handsome himself.
Yes, so tomorrow, guys, we have, again, the Local Collegiate League Sunday playoffs. So that is a match between PUP versus UPD, UPD versus JRU, and JRU versus PUP. Again, guys, we would also like to remind you that the Academy Skin code has been given off. And if you are the lucky winner, again, starter code pa lang siya, but we will insert the 4 skins right after, so please be patient. And if you have won, please post it on the PGS Rift group. And if you haven't joined it, please join it. That is www.facebook.com/group/PGS And I think we are now starting off into the shout-out phase of our shoutcast.
Alright, I'll give you the entire list of shoutouts. I'm probably gonna butcher every single name, so be my guest, man.
Alright, so we have GS Riku sporting that Sona shirt. Nicely done. Coming in from Rampage as well as Gigi Aika.
Sporting that Ateneo varsity jacket.
Alright, so we are shouting out to Kaneki211. Hola. Ato Olivia. Hola. Alex One Piece 123. Hola. I'm gonna stop.
Are you gonna say that for every single name?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop now. Swartsex, Vezdeven, Janjan102, VL21, Jeff BC12, Puedepai. Oh, okay. So like PewDiePie, but Puede. Okay, that's cute. Jolo Louise 0809 #anti-Hugot. I don't know what that means, but I guess he just tried to counter my Hugot there.
Wow, it's Kinzen.
Yeah. Oh, we have IVT Kinzen here, guys.
IVT Blue 80 carry.
Yeah. We also have a shout out to I Love Chene. So Chene, you are a lucky person. Jago. Hey Jago. ACL23. Daniel Guerrena PH. Maskman. J Doll Martinez. Echo loves pizza. Does he now? Ario Towa. Naruto with the G. That's like Naruto. Darmelia. Okay, whatever. You guys, Neko loves potato. Leo Smith, Trishy Bear. Okay, Gab. Namatingin si Kinson. Wait lang. Gabworth, Ace, and Starfish. Huh, there's a code here. Orange, think positive. Maskman is here for you. Oh, I think that's a message. Veer is the best jungler, but second only to Rebenga. Wow. Trash talk much. Hi, Katie. Let's play again with Riku. So, yeah. All right. So, any shout-outs from you guys?
Hello. Shout-out sa mga team ko. To IB. Oh, there's the camera. Hi, guys. Shoutout din sa mga nag-ayos sa akin sa Grenada. Ay, sa Twitch. What?
Alright, so... Oh, wow. Yung meron siyang arena effect. Anyway, hi. Yun, meron pa tayong playoff matches tomorrow. So that would be UP, PUP, and JRU. So please be sure to check those out. And meron pa tayong Academy Skins giveaway tomorrow. Isa pang ganun ulit. So mamimigay ulit kami ng isang set ng Academy Skins to one lucky winner. So yung starter code, so pag nakuha niyo yung code, nahulaan niyo ng tama. So lalabas sa client niyo is starter code, libreng starter code 'yon. Pero hahanapin namin kung sino yung nakakuha ng code tapos i-insertan din namin ng 4 Academy Skins. So in short, makakuha kayo ng Academy Skins tsaka ng starter code. So, bonus yun. Swerte. So, sa mga nagtatanong kung paano pag wala po kami nung Ari, wala po kami ng Darius, Echo, or Vladimir, okay lang. Kasi makikredit pa rin siya sa accounts nyo, hindi nyo lang siya magagamit. Kailangan niyang bumili muna ng champion para magamit yung mga Academy Skins. So, ayun. Oh, dude, please. Please. Because he's a cool kid. That's what he does. Ayun, anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the LCL. So, hindi pa tayo tapos. Marami pa tayong surprises. Next week, meron din ulit. So, ayun. So, thank you. GM Cairo out.
Alright guys, so I'd like to remind you that tomorrow our casters will be GS Shinbu. That is a Shinbu with a 1 for an eye, and GS Amplifier, who has no catchphrase as of now. I'm looking into your eyes, Eno. Have a catchphrase for our lovely viewers.
Bye, I'm Cool Kid Nip.
That is a 1 for an eye, and I am of course Bad Boy Asarai with an eye. And we are ending off the LoL Collegiate League playoffs, so see you guys next time.